welcome to the Gaming Etc. podcast. I'm your host, Wumbo.
And I'm Nostalginator, the guy that does stuff with Wumbo.
Alright, we have a bunch of people in the chat right now, Jesus. We have Leia Light, we have Brayden, and we have Digital... These are a bunch of people that were probably in your stream last night, right?
They actually were. Real quick, shout out to Leia Light for who I've known forever, but specifically to Brayden and excuse me, frog in my throat. Shout out to Digitally Jen and Brayden55, who I just met last night, and they watched me play 5 Nights at Freddy's World for way too long, and they're back again tonight, so I guess we're doing something right, Wumbo.
Yep. And just for, Nostal's new followers, we do this every Sunday night at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. We got a good show tonight.
Yep, we do have a good lineup for tonight. Usually we go through a bunch of news articles, then we have a main topic, which you see above, and then we show a funny little YouTube video, and then we have a bunch of other... Well, then we usually talk over a bunch of stuff, and that's about it.
Yeah, so for those of you who watch me play games, is different than that. We're not going to be playing any games tonight. We'll have gameplay in the background during our main topic, but for the most part, this is a talk show. We're going to be talking about games and, talking with you about the news as opposed to actually playing them ourselves.
I'm also glad this is the newest, the first episode for a bunch of other people, because the first 3 episodes were like at 240p and the audio quality was complete shit. I finally got some things fixed.
I mean, you gotta start somewhere, right?
Yeah, this is at 480p, so it's better, but...
Yeah, I mean, I streamed last night, and for whatever reason, the connection said I could do 480p, like my internet connection approved it, and I was like, I don't know about that.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna risk it.
Do that. But I'm using an American server, at least I think I am, so if it cuts out, I'm sorry, nothing I could do about that.
Right. No, it happens. These people understand. They're awesome.
Mm-hmm. Alright, do you have the docs page open?
I am in the process of getting the docs page open. It's this whole thing. You got to click on the link, and then it's got to load, and then you got to read the stuff that
and
loads.
I see a little alligator. I think that's you.
Alligator?
Yeah, let me see. Let me show everyone. Webcat. Here we go. The little alligator. That's right there. It says anonymous alligator. So, most likely that's most likely you. I don't know.
Wait. Explain this to me.
What?
Anonymous alligator?
It says Look at that.
Look at what? On the Google Docs?
Not on the Google Docs. I'll send this to you.
Digitally Jen says he's excited. I am excited too, Digitally Jen. Thank you so much for being here.
Digitally Jen. That is an awesome username. This is what That's what it says.
Okay, I'm looking at it.
Anonymous alligator.
What the hell?
I'm
logged in. It should be my usual Gmail.
I don't know. Alright. First story of the night. We have something that will probably interest you, considering that you called this one of your favorite games of the year. Life is Strange.
I bought this.
You bought this?
Yeah.
You actually bought the physical... I had no idea you actually bought it.
Yeah, well, sorry, you can get into the story. I totally just interrupted you. But yeah, I bought the physical release.
IGN, I don't care about ads. Okay, here we go. I had no idea you actually bought it.
Yeah.
Huh.
In fact, hang on just one second. Anyway, you can read the story. Sorry, I'm going to look for something.
Okay, my computer's actually acting a little bit slow right now.
It happens. Everybody in the chat, how are y'all doing today? You guys
properly.
having a good day?
This was back, 2 days.
We'll find out.
You guys kept...
Refreshing. Refreshing. It says we're live. Looks like we're still live.
Are we still live?
Looks like it.
Okay. I'm probably gonna cut this out in post. But,
it's all good.
Okay, because my Skype cut out for like a second, and when my Skype cuts out, the stream cuts out.
Right, we'll be okay. These people are ride or die, Wumbo. It'll be okay.
And you posted your Twitter on there for some reason.
Yeah, that's the picture I took of me with the limited edition for Life is Strange.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Might as well show this off right now. Wow. I didn't... So it came out on Xbox Live, okay.
Yeah, I played it on PC, obviously, and my brother, I played it with him, but he doesn't have a gaming PC. He has an Xbox One. So I bought the limited edition for the Xbox One, gave him the game, and then I kept the soundtrack and the art books for myself.
Okay. Give him, you know, a little bit of give him a taste of what you're missing, basically. It says we're not live.
Yeah.
Motherfucker. Okay, I'll just...
Tempting fate. But I streamed successfully last night. If we keep having problems, we could try it from my end.
Okay, but I had all the stuff set up and...
No. That's totally fine. That's totally fine. I just want to say if we keep having it, it's technically an option.
Okay. All right.
It looks like we're live, at least as far as
I just restarted the stream. That's why. That wasn't even like 5 minutes or whatever. I hope the NSA isn't taking over my computer again.
We're the #1 most watched NSA gaming talk show right now.
RIP connection. Yeah, I totally agree with that. Okay, going back to Life is Strange. Available at the Square Enix store. So how much was this?
Oh god, I think it was $35. I want to say.
Oh, $35.
Yeah, which isn't that bad.
That's pretty good for a limited edition that comes with all this stuff. But
yeah,
is the game on a CD or is it like a download code? Oh wait, no, this is Xbox One. Never mind.
Yeah, the game was on a physical disc.
Okay, because you know some special editions that come with a lot of stuff for PC at the very least. It comes with like a Steam code instead of an actual
which is kind of
disc.
disappointing because if you're buying that, you want kind of the physical media.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it came on an actual disc. Again, that was Xbox One, so I'm not sure about the PC version. But I have no reason to believe the PC would be digital only.
The game's a year... Wow, I didn't even know the game was a year old.
Yeah, it's almost to the day, because Episode 1 came out late January of last year. So yeah, we're almost exactly at the 1 year anniversary.
Huh. Because I've heard of this game because of, you know, you streaming it on your, you know, on your Twitch and stuff. And...
Yeah, it was... and we talked about this... Was it last week or the week before?
Week before, when we were talking about the games of the year.
Yeah. It's not without its problems and everything, but I don't really remember falling in love with a game like I did this one in quite some time. It's very, very special.
I still need to play it, but I could just get it on the PS4 or the PS3 because it's $5 on Steam, but it's only for Windows, not Mac, so...
Right. Oh, they didn't release it for Mac?
No.
That's stupid.
Oh, well... Okay. Okay, we got the...
Well, what do you think about physical releases, Wumbo? Do you think they're something of the past, or do you think people are just going to keep doing them?
Yeah, I'm kind of a... I really like getting physical releases, but now since I've been on Steam for almost a year now, I've kind of gotten used to digital releases, but if there is a physical release of something, I would like to get it, you know?
Okay. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I mean, like, for something like this, like, the rare games that come along that I really, really fall in love with, I like, one, giving my support to the developers by buying the physical release, and two, getting those, you know, little bonus stuff. Like, the art book it's totally cheaply made, and the pages, you know, bend poorly and things like that, but it's just fun. It's fun to look at. It's fun to have
awesome mixes.
Yeah, and the soundtrack comes with, like, 22 nice, high-quality tracks from the game. That I love the soundtrack, too, because they had all these licensed indie songs that were awesome.
Well, that's cool.
But yeah, no, it's like I love stuff like this, just not for everything. I would not buy this for every single game I play.
Like, let me think of a game, a very crappy game. I'm trying to think of a bad game that came out last year.
Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
Oh, Tony Hawk Pro Skater. Oh wait, that did come out. Fuck, that did come out for a physical release.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, it did.
Crazy.
Alone in the Dark sequel that's terrible has a physical release and art book, and it's $200.
Alone in the Dark.
Nah, I'm kidding. No, but Alone in the Dark, there was like a Alone in the Dark sequel that came out last year. Apparently, it was one of the worst games.
What's
What? You don't know what Alone in the Dark is?
I don't think so.
It's okay. Gaming history.
Hang on, I'm
moments.
looking it up.
Alone in the Dark was basically one of the first real survival horror games that came out in the at the early '90s, basically before Resident Evil. You know, pretty much shaped the foundation of almost every single survival horror game that came out in that era.
So I want to give a shout out to Silent Hill, which is like Resident Evil.
Exactly.
But better.
Wait, but better. I haven't played Silent Hill.
Resident Evil stupid.
Hey,
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
hey,
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just
hey.
kidding.
It's stupid
I'm just
now,
throwing-
but back. I'm kidding. It's always been stupid.
Silent Hill is just so good, though. Like Silent Hill is just.
If
great.
Silent Hills came out, that would have been awesome.
Oh my god, man. PT was like. Did you play PT?
Yes, I did.
It was awesome, man.
Yeah. But we'll go into more of Hideo Kojima stuff. I have an article up for him. And Foxy the Gamer Girl 100 saying, hello. Hello, Foxy.
Hey, Foxy. How's it going? Thanks for being here tonight.
Okay, so moving on. Moving on up. But overall, I'm completely fine with digital releases, but if there's a physical release, I would want it. Unless it's a game like freaking, I don't know, Earthbound.
Right.
Because physical releases for that game is getting way more expensive each and every day.
Well, and that's because Earthbound came out a million years ago, right?
About 20. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but in gaming terms, I mean, that's half the life cycle of the industry, so.
That's true. But if also, like, I would love a digital release of Panzer Dragoon Saga. If you don't know what that is, it's a Sega Saturn RPG that did come out in America, but it's going up to $450 on eBay right now, and they will not release it.
450.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And the only problem why they would love to re-release it, but here's the thing, I think Sega lost the original code of the game, so so if they would re-release it, they would have to build it from the ground up.
What, did they misplace it? They
I
forgot where they
have
put the code?
no idea. How do you
Way to
lose
go,
code?
Sega.
Well, this was
'Cause
Sega.
I'm sure...
This was like Sega late '90s before the Dreamcast, and they were doing kind of shitty, especially in America.
I was gonna say, I'm sure Sega doesn't have, giant servers that they back up all of their files to in 10 different ways.
But for some reason, they still have a lot of older games back up, so they could put into their,
Right.
Genesis collections or whatever.
Yeah,
Obviously,
get it together, Sega. Come on.
release it.
Our friend... Oh, go ahead.
No, go, man, go.
Foxy said, my boyfriend loves Undertale now. Congratulations to Foxy's girlfriend for having good taste in games.
Boyfriend.
Whatever. Boyfriend. Your significant other. I'll cover both
There
of
we
those.
go. That works. And speaking of Foxy and pretty much anything related to FNAF, this article's going to be interesting. FNAF toys, and they're already. I know there were FNAF toys already out for at like little chibi FNAF toys at Hot Topic, but this is like based off the models of the game.
Sure.
This is kind of cool,
Yeah. I mean, so here's my thing. Like, so Life is Strange, the physical release, that was one thing for me. I probably won't buy any of these toys. One, because I just don't have that much room, and two, like, I'm not really into toys so much anymore.
I'm not, but FNAF, for some reason, appeals to a younger audience. Like, my little brother at one point was hugely, hugely, hugely invested into FNAF, but
Sure, yeah.
not really anymore.
And it has a cult following now, right? Of, like, so many people that are just ride or die for FNAF.
It's not really a cult following anymore. It's just, like, a following. Like, it's getting its own movies, so...
Yeah, that's true. So, yeah, I mean, I think this is, from a marketing standpoint, this is obviously a really good move. Seems like a no-brainer. I won't be buying any of it, but I think this is really cool. They seem to have a lot of attention to detail in the models and things like that. So this is really cool for FNAF fans.
It's supposed to be coming out in April, May, or March of this year. And
Wow, that's pretty quick.
Yeah, it's pretty quick, too. Well, I mean, it could, be earlier, because what if Scott is, like, part of the production team?
No. Right. That'd be awesome, just as, like, that'd be so cool.
Yeah. I'm excited for the FNAF toys. I'm planning to getting them when Easter money comes through. Okay. Yeah, I'm not really interested into this, but obviously this has appeal to people. So
sure. And again, I don't really think you and I have the target demographic for this, and that's totally okay.
Yeah. You know what I just thought? Like, the FNAF movie, what if, like, Scott was part of the production team for the movie, and the movie was already finished, but you know they were marketing it and everything, and
Oh.
like a month before they had the release date or whatever, Scott would just release it on his own, the movie.
I would love that. That'd be
Yeah,
amazing. Just like,
that'd
hey,
be
by the way, it's on iTunes. See you later.
that'd be fucking hilarious.
That'd be the best thing. I want to see people do that more, right? Like you and I have talked about that. with
Half-Life 3.
Right, exactly. If people just, hey, it's done. By the way, there you go. See you later. Like,
Yeah,
I
because they
want
know
people
it
to
would
do that.
sell.
Right. Well, it's like FNAF. He can not say 5 is in development. He doesn't have to tell us anything. He could just put it up on the store someday, and that'll sell 1 million copies guaranteed. So it's like he doesn't really have to market these games anymore.
Yeah, that's true. But release FNAF on Mac, man, not on Apple phones.
I was legitimately surprised when I found out it wasn't from Mac.
Kind of stupid.
No, it's super stupid. I completely agree.
Because they look easy to run on pretty much every computer. So
Well, yeah, they're not exactly a graphics intensive game.
yeah,
It is a point and click survival horror simulator. I
yeah,
guess, I guess.
sort of single screen ish. I don't know.
Right. It's a strange thing, but Foxy says in the chat, I'm excited for the FNAF toys. I'm planning on getting them when I get Easter money or have enough money to buy it. That is awesome, Foxy.
The stream is lagging apparently. What she's saying. Sorry about that. Nothing I could do about that. Ugh. God damn it.
But as payment for sticking with us, have a cookie. And that cookie will get to you at some point. Not sure how, but it will.
Digital cookie.
Digital cookie.
Digital cookie. Or you can watch this on YouTube, on my YouTube channel after I repost it. Okay. Moving on to, after Nostal is typing digital cookies.
All the cookies.
All the cookies.
I don't think there's a cookie emoji as far as I know.
Well, I mean, for if you eventually get subscribers, you can make your subscription or whatever on Twitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could get your own emojis.
Yeah. I like real talk for a second. It's looking like I'm probably going to be going to school over in Tacoma. And if I have my own dorm, like I don't have a roommate, which right now it's looking like will happen, I cannot even comprehend how much I'm going to be streaming. Like, it's going to be amazing.
Sit in his room, 24-hour streams nonstop, in his underwear.
Just don't go to class. Just don't sleep. Just go to the cafeteria, bring your food down for the day, and you're just good to go.
That's what college is for. Streaming.
That's what college is for. Oh, I cannot wait, man. It's going to be awesome.
Okay, moving on to get the first look at Saints Row's canceled PSP game. Now,
yeah. This is a thing.
Yeah, oatmeal raisin.
I mean,
what kind of cookie is that, Nostal?
You don't know what oatmeal raisin cookies are?
Yeah, I'm aware of oatmeal. Oh, the best type of cookies are like white chocolate macadamia nut. Unless you're.
Oh my god, those are the best type of cookies. Oh man.
Unless you're allergic
those,
to nuts, which.
I feel like even
is
if
a
you're
shame.
allergic to nuts, you should power through it because it's a really good cookie.
Oh, okay.
It's a really, really good cookie.
Okay. For what I'm assuming, why they canceled this game.
Neither of us are, engineers or developers, so take this with a grain of salt. But keep in mind, these old games, they ran on systems that weren't just systems we have now, but lower powered. They were completely different machines.
Yeah. I understand that. Buffering error.
Yeah, we're having some sort of problem. We still appear to be live, as far as I can tell.
I hate my computer. It said the broadcast ended. Oh.
Not sure why.
And now it's back up. Okay, thank you. Once again,
My
Wombo is
favorite. Sorry, go ahead.
once again Wombo is on the controlling everything, so there will be problems.
It's all good, man. You know what my favorite emoji is becoming?
What?
It's the up arrow and then the double underscore and then the other up arrow. I love it so much. I don't know why. It's like the best thing ever.
Okay. Yeah, it looks cool, so I understand why.
Yeah.
Alright, moving on. Moving on up to the world. Sega 3D Classics on 3DS. So apparently this is complement, like a bunch of games put up into okay, for what I see, Altered Beast, Sonic, have no idea what that is, Power Drift, Thunderblade, and some other stuff being put up into a 3DS game.
So, just to make sure I understand this properly, Sega made a game that wasn't about Sonic?
Have you ever heard of a game?
I-
Have you ever heard of a game called Altered Beast or Golden Axe? Or
I've heard of Gold. I haven't heard of Altered Beast.
you've never heard of? Seriously?
No, never.
Dude, like, I gotta show you a video afterwards. Like, I've mentioned this multiple times. I used to run a video game review channel. I've abandoned the channel, but it's still up. You can check it out if you want. It's Boomer Reviews.
Sure.
And one of my reviews was actually Altered Beast. So
Really? Okay.
yeah, it was the first Sega Genesis game to be released. It was the pack-in game, the game that came with the system.
Sure.
So, and then eventually that was changed to Sonic the Hedgehog because Sonic gotta go
Sonic.
gotta go fast.
Right. Because when when someone thinks of Sega and what games they've made, the first thing that comes to mind for me is Galaxy Force 2.
Is that a game?
It's on this list.
Oh, yeah, I see it right there.
I full disclosure, I was not a Sega kid, like not at all. So, it's yeah.
We'll see later though that here's the games that come with it. Altered Beast, Fantasy Zone 2, Fantasy Zone 2, an altered version, Maze Runner, Power Drift, Puyo Puyo 2, Sonic the Hedgehog, Galaxy Force, and Thunderblade. Not Super Thunderblade, that sucks. Super Thunderblade is better.
Super Thunderblade.
Yeah.
I need to go back and like fill in my gaming education because I haven't really played any games that came out before like the mid '90s.
Well, some of these games are a little bit obscure. Like, go up to someone and say, "Hey, do you know what Super Thunderblade is?" They'll probably,
Be like, hey, why are we talking about this? I don't know you.
Exactly. Not just that, but like, like, what are you talking about?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like I've played like all the staple game, not all the staple games, but I mean like the classic, like the holy.
You used to play the
Trinity
original
of-
Super Mario Bros. You played the Sonic.
I've played those. I played Galaga. I played Pac-Man. I played Space Invaders. I've played like the most classic of classic video games.
I'm supposed to get an Atari soon. A friend of mine is supposed to be giving me one of his Ataris, so I could finally get into playing Atari games and getting. Because I have an Atari game that's like $600, and I want to see if it actually works or not.
Right. Makes sense.
Yeah. So this is coming out April 26th in America. So if you're interested, check it out. But what I don't understand is though, what's the memory capabilities of a 3DS or a 3DS cartridge? Because this is only like what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 games. Technically 8 because one of them's an altered version.
So, I mean,
You figured
I
that
don't
would be
really
a little
know.
bit more,
it's definitely. I'd say it's definitely gigabytes. I don't know how many. Keep in mind though, these are old games, and they're not full HD remakes, so the file size I'm sure is not big at all.
So I figured they would put more Sonic games, if anything. But
I don't know. I'm not sure. Let's see. How much data is on a 3DS card?
2 megabytes.
2 whole no, that's not. Let's see. Nintendo game card. All right, we're looking it up.
3DS cartridge, basically. Well, I read some stuff. I just realized maybe I should close Steam.
I mean, you could.
It's a smart idea because Wi-Fi capabilities and stuff for our viewers, just in case. Okay.
So
Steam.
apparently it varies from cartridge to cartridge, but it says for the 3DS it can be anywhere from 128 megabytes to 8 gigabytes.
Jesus. So this
Which
is
is quite the range.
Wow, so maybe this is like a smaller, maybe this will be released as sort of like a budget game, if anything.
Sure.
So, we have, Jane Lowell in the chat.
Oh yeah, Jane. She was awesome.
Jane
so Wombo
says... It's an old song.
Jane's Wombo, get this.
What?
Here I am, sitting in my basement last night, streaming Five Nights at Freddy's World. And Jane, someone who I've never spoken to before, comes in and says how cute and just handsome I'm looking on my stream. And, like, what an amazing thing to say.
Well, you are a cute motherfucker.
I mean...
I will be
so here's the full thing, Wombo.
I'm kidding.
Oh, no, you are... No, don't say you're kidding, Wombo.
No. Okay, well, I'm... Okay.
Oh, you messed up. You messed up, Wombo.
I didn't mean to be mean. God damn.
I'm just kidding. No, I was saying, like, if I actually try, I'm not a terrible looking human. But when it's like 1 a.m. and I have my glasses on and I haven't washed my face and I don't even know how long and all that, it's like that I look like I'm about to die. So for someone to come in and be like, "Hey, you're looking good tonight," that was very, very touching. So thank you, Jane, and I'm glad you're back. Thanks for being here. Anyway,
I did. That's really cool, Jane. Very nice of you. So I didn't actually mean it that. Whatever. I'm burying my own grave. I'm sorry.
To be fair, Wombo, I was totally okay if you did mean it, and then you pulled it back, and I was like, all right, that's.
I'm not gay, but whatever you're into, I'm completely fine with.
Not gay, but $20 is $20.
$20 to call me whatever you want.
Yep.
Okay, moving on. Film company partners with Ubisoft to make a VR project. Elijah Wood. Do you know who Elijah Wood is?
He was in this tiny movie called Lord of the Rings, wasn't
he? Yes, he was. Okay. He played Mr. Frodo.
Frodo Baggins.
Mm-hmm. So,
where do you come down on Lord of the Rings, Wombo?
I've read The Hobbit. Haven't read any of the other books, but I do have Fellowship. I don't have the time to read it. But I've seen some of the. I've seen the first movie and the second movie. Don't really remember seeing the third movie.
Okay, fair enough.
That's about it. But I know the basic premise behind all of them, and that's about it.
Right.
I've also seen the Hobbit movies, and
I'm like not a Lord of the Rings fan. I'm not really a high fantasy fan at all. So it's like I just couldn't get through it. I was like, this is clearly not for me. But apparently they're doing something right because Lord of the Rings is almost universally praised. So
at least Lord of the Rings the Hobbit movies in particular are kind of shitty.
Right.
Actually,
I saw An Unexpected Journey, the first one, and I was like, all right.
I saw Hobbit 3 in theaters, and it was painful.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. God, it was so boring.
Did we ever figure out why all 5 armies are fighting?
No. Well, they're fighting over fucking... Hey, we gotta get this crown. And these... trolls? I'm sorry, it's been a while since dwarves are holding this wall. We gotta get this thing. And then a bunch of other stuff happens around them, and it's literally the last... 50 pages of the book stretched out into 2 hours.
Wow.
That's not a lot of content. The Hobbit in itself is about a 250-page book, so...
Yeah, it seems interesting. That is almost a textbook definition, in my opinion, of a cash grab.
It is a cash grab.
Yeah, when they're just like, hey, we should make a bunch of movies about those books that a lot of people liked for some reason.
Yeah.
But anyway, I digress.
Alright. Jane is asking, what are we playing? We are playing the Gaming Etc. podcast, where we just talk about the news and our personal opinions about what's going on in the news and our main topic of the night. That's about it.
That is what we're doing. And Jane, it's not for everyone, so it is totally okay if you want to take off. However, we're going to be streaming for probably about another hour and a half. So if you want to hang out, we would love to have you.
Of course, we'd love talking to the chat. Alright, so going... rambling about Elijah Wood because of the Hobbit, but apparently he wants to make a movie that has something to do with VR.
So what does that mean?
I guess like a VR movie, like you look around and you see it, like, you know those YouTube videos that has like a 360 movement or whatever on your phone?
I did not know that. That's really cool.
Yeah, some videos you can actually do that.
So the way I picture this is it's not really going to be a movie. It's going to be like a cut scene for a video game that's an hour and a half long that's in VR.
Oh wow!
I mean, I have not read this article, so that's not what they're saying.
I'm just going to quickly read into it. With Oculus Rift's PlayStation VR and HTC Vive scheduled to launch this year, 2016 is shaping up to be a big virtual reality. Now, Ubisoft has some VR gaming projects in the works, announcing that works with actor Elijah Wood for production company Interactive virtual reality content. Ubisoft and SpectraVision have signed a deal to see the production company develop original interactive virtual reality content. So this is not really more of a movie, this is just a VR game studio, if anything. I figured since it was aligned with an actor, it would have something to do with movies, but I don't know.
Right. Oh. I feel like this is interesting.
Now Ubisoft's getting into the stepping their feet into VR, but
I mean, I feel like everyone's going to. I feel like that's probably the biggest change we're going to see in games in the next 5 years is how VR is going to shake up the landscape and, you know, which developers are and aren't going to change things up with it.
I heard Nintendo's not going to do anything with it, with the NX and stuff.
I think that's honestly a wise move. I don't think just because VR is here that everyone needs to be doing it.
Especially their the Virtual Boy. Ugh.
Yeah, that was something.
That was certainly something. The first stab into virtual reality failed miserably.
Yeah. Digitally Jen in the chat says, Nos, do you like Minecraft? I do like Minecraft. I haven't played it in quite some time, but it's a great game. And Jane asks, or Jane says, I'm going to stay. We appreciate it, Jane. Thank you so much for being here.
Now you're saying Jane says.
Jane says.
By Jane's Addiction. No word yet on other projects that SpectraVision and Ubisoft have the works on, but Ubisoft's Funhouse Studio in Montreal, Funhouse is also one word too, so if you just change the O to an A and take out the E, you got Funhouse, which is a great
Funhouse.
That's a great YouTube channel, by the way. Check them out.
www.youtube.com/Funhouse.
Yeah, Funhouse.
I'm guessing.
They're part of Rooster Teeth.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, you know Inside Gaming, the original team of Inside Gaming.
Adam, I know the name. That's about it.
Adam, Joel, Bruce, James, Peak. Yeah, the guy who's always silent.
Okay, fair enough. I always knew of Rooster Teeth, and obviously, like I liked Red vs. Blue about as much as anyone else. But I was never like a Rooster Teeth fan, which I regret because I would have liked to have been there when Rooster Teeth was coming up.
There's also Achievement Hunter, which is signed on to Rooster Teeth, and Funhouse is obviously signed to Rooster Teeth. The No, and a bunch of other channels I'm unaware of about, because I'm not really much of a Rooster Teeth fan, but I am a fan of Funhouse, so...
Sure.
Yeah. So, reading into it more, we actually have a pretty decently long interview with Ubisoft's, or SpectraVision CEO. Together, we can have an infinite number of unique stories that are bold, original, new formats. So I guess, once again, stepping into something new. You know?
Yeah. And that's exciting.
Yeah.
To be totally honest with you, like, this article doesn't really say much.
Yeah.
Which is fine, because VR is still kind of weird and obscure, and no one really knows.
He goes on the worldwide tech tour.
Okay, I like this.
And it sparks an existential beard crisis.
So my stream just keeps randomly, like, unpausing.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not sure why. Digitally saying he's having some lag.
Okay, that's not good. That's not good at all. So, apparently Hideo Kojima is going around the world checking out different companies, tech companies, to, help out with Kojima Productions when eventually they want to make a game. Oh, they're
so what do you think about?
Okay.
Should be back now. Hit refresh if it's not working.
We've been cutting out more now since the last stream, and I'm sorry for that.
No, it's alright, man.
Oh well, I'm gonna be editing this anyway, so it's not that bad.
Yeah, that's alright.
I don't have to put any bleeps in there like the Collabicast.
Hey, which is turning out to be kind of a controversial thing.
Again, like, why? What's the point?
Bleeping stuff?
Yes.
Because when little Jimmy, who's 9 years old, comes in and he hears us say fuck 9 times, he apparently gets mad about that.
But little Jimmy probably just saw, like, fucking Smosh say the F word. Oh, wait, not Smosh, they censored themselves too. Rooster Teeth come in, and they... Because Rooster Teeth said... Say fuck... Say fuck a bunch of times. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
Stuttering a
Yeah,
lot.
and it may be something we change. But right now, it's basically... We're trying to appeal to as many people as we can right now. Not to change what we're doing for them, but to bring our content to more people. And if we're saying offensive things when we're trying to bring our content to more people, that's going to turn a lot of people off.
Alright. And okay. I understand that, I guess. Just... would make the process of editing just make it a little bit easier, but
it would definitely make it easier.
Yeah.
That goes. So what do you think about this Kojima thing?
Going on a worldwide tech tour, and he's basically meeting a bunch of people with beards.
Okay.
Look at that glorious beard right there.
Hey.
But I saw on Twitter and actually posted it. He went with J.J. Abrams, obviously the director of Star Wars Episode 7 and a bunch of other stuff. He met Chris Cerny, if I do believe that's his name, who designed the PS4 and worked on a bunch of other games.
Okay.
But yeah, this is all prediction right here. But why is he going around the country or the world to check different tech companies? It's probably for Kojima Productions, so they can make a new game. But we don't really know yet.
So obviously he's looking at new tech to decide what he wants to do on future projects. Now I'm going to throw this out there as well. Hideo fucking Kojima is a free agent now. He is answering to no one, and he is doing whatever the hell he wants. I think he's recruiting. I think he's going places, and he's poaching some of the best minds the tech industry has to offer for whatever the hell he's going to do. Probably Metal Gear Solid 6, obviously.
If they get the license.
No. That was totally a joke. Like that, there's no way that'll happen.
Well, hey. Eventually, when Konami is bankrupt and they're selling off their acids, then
they're not gonna bankrupt though. They're just gonna switch everything into pachinko machines, and then we'll be fine.
That could happen. Oh my god. I'm checking the Game Etc. page or your Twitch page right now. Apparently, we've been offline like 6 or 7 times tonight.
I mean, yeah, that sounds about right.
Fuck, this is gonna suck for editing. Ugh.
Do you want me to try and edit this one?
No, it's fine. Like, the thing I have to use is like a 15... Like, the video, I have to get like 15 minutes of the video in, and it'll only allow 15 minutes of a stream. So I have to... 15 minutes of a 2-hour-long stream, so...
Right, gotcha.
It's kind of strange and stupid.
Just sort of tedious.
Tedious, yes.
Jane says we're back. Thank you, Jane. We're not going anywhere. The stream might cut out here and there, but we're going to the end of the line. So if we cut out, just stick around and we'll be back in a couple minutes.
Okay. Well, that's my Twitch page. I'm just going to keep the... Okay. I'm just going to keep this up on standby just in case. But, yeah, that's about... Going back on topic, that's all I could really say about that. I'm excited to see what's going to come out of this, but...
Yeah, I could totally be wrong. I honestly think he's going to these companies, recruiting. If Kojima walks in the door with his new studio, and he says, hey, I want to hire you because you're one of the best minds in video game tech right now, no one's going to say no to that. So... I honestly feel like he's not just looking at new tech. He's recruiting. He's building his team. Maybe they'll be able to develop some, proprietary stuff internally and have actual new hardware accompanying their games or whatever that may be.
Getting the
Or maybe
dream
he's
team
just trying to
together.
get on the VR front, right?
I'm sorry, what?
Right, exactly. I mean, maybe he's just trying to get in on the VR front. He's, recruiting people that are
That
more
too.
knowledgeable than him, things like
Like,
that. But I could not be more excited about this. I cannot wait. It's probably not going to be at least another 3 or 4 years, but I can't wait to see what he does.
yeah, it's definitely going to be exciting to see what he can produce. He also wants to produce movies too, because if you don't know, he wanted to be a movie director before going into games. So
Small wonder, considering how long MGS4's final cutscene is.
yeah. Oh boy. Boop a doop a doop. Star Wars Battlefront 3 prototype revealed, and it was apparently the code was posted on Reddit, if I do believe, and it was taken down unfortunately, but it's back up. So
Yeah, we heard about this for forever, right?
Yeah,
Battlefront
but
3 was supposed to be a thing.
it was supposed to be a thing, and it was made by the people who made the Time Splitters series.
Maybe?
I have one of them. I just haven't played it. You travel through time and you shoot stuff, and they made apparently they made a game called Haze, which is like a first-person shooter that sucked ass, and it was very generic, and it was like Halo, and the company went bankrupt. But in between that time, they were making Battlefront 3,
Okay.
and this company was eventually sucked up by Crytek, and they made
All right.
Crysis 3.
Small, tiny game. Nobody liked it.
Yeah.
That was a joke. That was sarcasm. It's kind of.
I figured that.
Yeah, I guess no one cared about Crisis 3. It wasn't, revolutionary. Didn't have some of the greatest graphics of all time. Doesn't still hold up in today's gaming world. Obviously, none of that's true.
Well, I mean, Crysis
Yeah.
2 is still considered to be the best one out of the series, especially,
Yeah,
graphically
from what I
too.
hear, I haven't played any of them, but I know Crisis 2 and 3 people seem to think very highly of.
Like, oh my god, the graphics,
Right, exactly. Well, it's almost a meme at this point.
yeah, like, trying to get 2020 gets a computer that finally runs Crysis 3 at 60 frames per second, then crashes.
Which isn't, again, and I try and explain this to people, that isn't necessarily a testament of how good the graphics are. That's more of a testament of how poor the optimization is.
Yeah.
But
But apparently this was found on a Xbox 360 dev kit.
okay.
So it really would have been cool if this was released, and apparently it has more content. This version has more content than fucking Battlefront for the PS4 and Xbox One and PC.
That does not surprise me in the slightest.
I may be wrong about that. Take that for a grain of salt, but if this does, that would be fucking hilarious.
I mean, like, that would not surprise me at all,
Yeah.
honestly.
I think there's like, what, 5 maps on Battlefront? The newest Battlefront? So
Well, are we counting Jakku? Or is this
Jakku. Wait,
DLC?
whoa! Jakku's now a map.
Well, I don't know if it is now or if it's soon going to be, but there's Jakku
That would make
DLC.
sense,
I know for a fact there's Jakku DLC. I'm just not sure if it's out.
huh? Then 6, but like, what is it? Like a $10 map?
So as far as I understand, it's 4 planets, but there's 4 maps on each of them.
Okay.
Could
what-
be wrong about that, but
what,
that
that's like
seems to be
60
what I'm
The one's like $15 for each. They're going the Call of Duty route, like a few maps, like 4 or 5 maps for $15.
Oh yeah, you can play the Battle of Endor for $19.99.
Ugh. No, I mean like 4 maps for like bundled together for $15, not one map that's $20. But then again, this is EA we're talking about, which they always do that shit.
King of microtransactions. let's say.
Capcom used to be the king of microtransactions, but now it's fucking EA. And look at this.
EA dethroned them.
And look at like The Sims 4, for example. That game has so many microtransactions.
Yeah, I mean it's doing just fine anyway.
It is doing just fine, and I do follow a guy on YouTube. Once again, Lazy Game Reviewer. He does a bunch of PC game reviews, And he does, and one of his most popular games that he talks about is The Sims 4. He's been talking about all the Sims map packs and stuff packs and game packs. That's a new thing for The Sims 4.
Right.
It's interesting to watch, but I'm not really into The Sims, so...
Yeah, I was never a Sims guy either. Not really anything wrong with the series. It's just I've never been into simulation stuff.
But just like the amount of microtransactions and stuff packs are in The Sims 3, for example, is just amazing. So much
Yeah,
stuff.
and like I feel like microtransactions is almost has a negative connotation the second you hear it now. I don't think microtransactions in themselves are a bad thing. I think for a game that you enjoy and you want to put the money in and you want to get more stuff, that's totally fine.
It used to be
but
it used to be mainly DLC for like the PS3 and Xbox 360, but then they thought, oh, why don't they
Right.
pay to win games? You know,
I was
that's
gonna
what,
say, like, you have to distinguish yourself from the mobile market, which is you can do this thing, but you know it's cost $5.99 to do it before the next 24 hours or whatever.
exactly. And the reason why Steam gets a lot of attention because it's so cheap.
I mean,
I'm so-
yeah, like, there's tons of free to play games on Steam too. You can have tons
That
of fun
too.
without spending a cent.
But, well, unless you're like trading cards or gems or
Right.
whatever, which for some reason I started doing.
Yeah, that's like there's no rhyme or reason to it, but it's fun to do, right?
Hey, I made some money, so
There you go.
a whole 6 cents.
Hey, that's 6 cents more than you had. Anyway,
But-
so what do you think about Battlefront 3, Wumbo? Are you sad that never happened?
Yeah, kind of sad, but oh well. If you have an Xbox 360 or an Xbox 360 dev kit, you can download this file and enjoy it for what it is.
That's
so
awesome.
I wish there could have been more to it, but oh well. But yeah, the combat battle of Hoth, that would have been fucking awesome to have online.
Yeah, I mean, we have Hoth in the new Battlefront, but that
No,
seems
but I
to be
mean, like, for
self-sucked.
the original Battlefront style Battle of Hoth, or no, I mean, like, you know, Battlefront 1 and 2 gameplay
Right.
on the Battle of Hoth.
No, I remember specifically just time and time and time and time and time again, instant action on Hoth, Galactic Civil War, playing as rebels, making sure a team member drove the snowspeeder while I got in the back, so I could, you know, arrange the tow cables around the walker legs. Like that was so much fun.
But it shoulda, coulda, woulda now. But at least you could play for what it could have been. So
Yeah, for sure.
there's that. Would have been nice to have, but that's about it.
Yeah, relics of days gone by. You know, it's kind of sad, but
We don't have as many news reports as last time, but we're getting there.
Alright.
Close to the end. I labeled this as person pissed off over Steam Greenlight, but that's not what it's called. It has come to this.
there you go. Really quick, I want to draw to the attention. Digitally Jen says, "Am I the only one?" You just might be. Let me check my viewer list. You just might be.
Yeah, because this isn't the most popular thing out there, so I understand why.
Digitally Jen, you are not the only one in here. Nostalginator and iWombo223 are also.
That doesn't
watching.
count.
Oh wait, no, that's us. Never mind.
Yeah.
Forgot about that. Yep. Digitally Jen, you are a ride or die fan. So the fact that you are the only one in here doesn't mean we're doing something wrong. It means we're having a very, very intimate, close knit stream, and I couldn't be happier about that.
The closer we get,
We're like brothers, only closer.
only closer.
Woo!
Ooh. So apparently, this is ball kicking simulator.
Small wonder it didn't get on Steam.
No, I think it is on Steam Greenlight.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
I want to get this game. Just for
Because
the
if there's
fuck
one thing I wanted to know what it was like, it's kicking people's balls.
And it's a simulator.
Good job.
So yeah, this person on Kotaku, I'm not even gonna call their name out because that's the worst thing to do. But they're pissed off over the fact that, you know, Steam Greenlight has pulled out so much shit in the past that, you know, they should stop it. Uh-oh, hit a video. Okay, didn't want to do that. So what do you think about this? Do you think Steam Greenlight still should be a thing, or?
I love Steam Greenlight. I feel like it's really cool that it puts it in the community's hands, right? It's me as a developer. I'm not a developer, but hypothetically, me as a developer, I can make an indie game on little or no budget. I can put it up on Steam Greenlight and let the people decide. And if the people like it and they greenlight it, then Steam will help me bring that to the market. So I think that's really, really cool. I like the concept of it. Uh, I want to play Balls Kicking Simulator, so I think that's totally fine.
I think we just brought attention to something that...
Right.
Yeah.
Well, then you get stuff like this, and it gets way more publicity than it ever would have otherwise, which is cool.
Just like Punch Club on Steam.
Right. I mean, there's no
which
such thing as bad press, so...
No. Which I actually just got Punch Club, and it's pretty good.
You're liking it?
Yeah, it's tedious, but it's pretty good.
Alright, fair enough.
I also have Undertale,
awesome.
which is awesome. Love Undertale.
Yeah, I'm hearing really good things about Undertale.
Well, I mean, I finally jumped on the bandwagon of the game itself because I love the soundtrack. I listened to the soundtrack before I actually played the game, so...
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I heard about the game, about Undertale, through Twitch, out of all things. So...
Right.
Like, what is this Undertale, and why is it getting so many views on Twitch right now?
Also, our dear friend Party might have mentioned it once or twice.
Once or twice, dear God.
Yeah.
Way more times.
Yeah, she likes that game. She's a big fan.
She is a huge fan of that game. But going back on to Steam Greenlight, I think it's a good thing, but there can be some stupid stuff like this, but I don't really mind it. There's obviously some diamonds in the rough, and that's what Steam Greenlight really is.
Right, again, like, that doesn't make Steam Greenlight any worse because of it. You put everything out there and let the people dictate what's good and what isn't,
Exactly. And just saying that, likely at expense of Steam's $100 into a garbage bin game submission process. Like, if a game makes $100, if a game on Steam Greenlight makes $100, then it's officially released off of Steam.
Well, how would it make $100? Because you can't download games that are on Greenlight, as far as I understand.
I thought you can download games off of Greenlight.
Well, don't quote me on this, because I'm not positive I understand how this works. But my understanding is you goes on Greenlight, you can't download it from Greenlight, but the Greenlight will often link to an IndieDB or a GameJolt or something like that.
Yeah, but like, I thought there was like a support option or something where you buy it from Steam, or not from Steam, but like, I don't know.
There may be. You could totally be right about that. I'm not sure. Let
me look this game up. I'm going to use my phone for this one, but Kicking Balls Simulator.
Balls Kicking Simulator.
Balls Kicking Simulator.
Yeah. Sorry, I just wanted to make sure we had the distinction right there.
Balls Kicking Simulator. Nope, it's not released.
It's not released. All right. Well, everybody go check out Balls Kicking Simulator on Steam Greenlight, and let's try and get them released.
Yeah, because this seems fucking hilarious. There's a little video on the thing. So do you want to watch it?
I would love to watch it.
Typically, I don't watch videos on a news report, but this will be an exception. Ready?
I'm good to go.
And 3, 2, 1. Let me turn this down just a little bit. I like the music.
It's something.
Look at those dicks.
Oh my god. Oh wow, that's okay. All right.
Yeah. So you just tap buttons so you can kick people nuts.
Wow. Wow.
Oh god.
That is something.
What the fuck?
I'm not positive what you just showed me, Momo.
A guy getting his dick... Oh my god.
That was horrifying.
That was horrifying, yeah. That reminds me of the movie Teeth.
Oh, I haven't seen that, but I know what it is.
Let's not get into that yet.
Yeah, it's pretty much what I've heard.
A few more stories tonight, but then... Alright. Here's something. FNAF creator apologizes for rushing the game.
Here we go.
Yeah, I haven't played the game yet. I'm pretty sure it's going to be released on mobile because, to be honest, it kind of looks like it's a mobile game.
It will absolutely be released on mobile.
Because all the other games have been released on mobile too, so it makes sense. So, yeah, was the game glitchy when it first started?
So, I don't know if I would use the term glitchy because the game is almost intentionally glitchy. There are portions where you have to glitch through walls to progress. There are portions where you have to glitch textures and things like that. But that's by design. That's not accidentally. That's how the game is made.
But were there core problems with the game itself?
Right. I wouldn't I wouldn't call them glitches. There are certainly I'd probably say design oversights is the best way to talk about it. Picture Pokemon.
Yeah.
But none of your moves have any descriptions or power levels or anything. All you know is the name of the move.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Right. So there's all these various moves you guys have, and you don't know what any of them do. He's since patched the game, added move descriptions, things like that.
That's good.
It's very tedious. You run into enemies to fight at random encounters a lot, like very, very often. There's no way to turn down the encounter rate, so you just have to, constantly be fighting guys. The overworld doesn't look great. It's like if you picture the picture the in between levels screen on Super Mario Bros. 3.
Uh-huh.
It's like that, but that's 95% of the game.
Really?
Right. So
and the other 5% being the action
in battle.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's interesting. I like it for what it is. I feel like it's getting more hate than it deserves. Like, it's really addicting. Since it came out, I've already put 15 hours into it.
Jeez.
And like, it's really fun, and I've beaten it twice, and I'm still having a lot of fun with it. So I like it for what it is. That being said, I'm a diehard Pokemon fan, so I feel like that's kind of the demographic this is for. It certainly could use some work. Like, there are portions that you have to make it into the next area, and to make it into the next area, you have to walk through a rock that for some reason is glitched, and you can just walk through. But that rock is completely indistinguishable from every other rock around it.
Okay, then that's a problem.
So it is a lot of. Eventually, you're going to get stuck, and eventually, you're going to have to walk all through everything, bumping up against every wall until you find something you can walk through. There's a lot of that.
Oh, that's wonderful. It's Legend of Zelda syndrome. The original Legend of Zelda syndrome.
Yeah, it's super tedious. It takes a lot of patience. The lore is kind of whatever. It, as far as I know, doesn't really tie into the main series yet. I honestly do think there's going to be something. But there's multiple endings. It's a lot of fun. I'm still enjoying it, but I think it was very, very courageous of Scott to come forward and do this.
Yeah, doing something different, and good timing for Foxy the Gamer Girl to come back, because we're talking about FNAF again.
Well, and courageous of him to release this letter, right? Of, like, being like, hey, I fucked up, and I know I fucked up, and this is what I'm going to do to fix it. Like, I really appreciate that, because we don't see that very much today.
Mm-hmm. So, as we're seeing right here, there's a lot of negative, and there's still a lot of negative reviews on the Steam page.
Yeah.
Yeah. And which I understand, people weren't exactly people didn't exactly want an RPG out of the series. They wanted more scares and spooks and stuff.
Right.
But once again, I give him definite, give him a lot of credit for doing something different out of a series that's mainly survival horror.
Right, and not only that, right, but it's his series. He made this. This is his IP. If he wants to make an RPG, I think that's his right. And frankly, I think it's a fun game. I'm enjoying it a lot, so.
I can't wait to play it on my phone, because I can't play it on my computer, because fuck you, Mac.
Come on, Sky, get your shit together, man.
Get your shit together, man. Come on, I know it's a little bit harder to put this on a Mac, but come on, it looks easy to do.
Yeah,
coming from someone who's never done programming.
Get it together, Scott. Don't tell me you don't have the resources to hire a development team who could port this thing in 1 week. You have no excuse.
I also figured the game would actually... Because a few days before FNAF World was announced, coming out in February, out of all things.
Oh, by the way, I totally called that.
He actually had a third child. Yeah, he has two
Yeah,
kids, but
he did have.
so I figured, oh, maybe he might slow down production of this game because kids. But
That's
no,
not Scott, though.
that ain't Scott.
Yeah, I mean, and again, just want to say, completely called that we would see this before the end of January. Completely. Which was kind of an easy call because it's Scott. But yeah, I mean, I feel like that's who he is. He releases these games early and often ridiculously early, and he's a one-man army, and that's kind of his charm.
I can't wait to play this game, and hopefully there won't be any problems with the mobile releases of it.
You're a Final Fantasy guy, right, Wumbo?
Yeah, I'm aware of the good ones and aware of the bad ones, and I know
Okay.
7 is complete. I haven't played 7, but it looks so goddamn overrated.
I played like the first hour of 7, and I was like, I really am not enjoying this. I am not having fun.
Well, 7 was the game that... It was a game that really popularized RPGs in America, and that's why
Right.
the PS1 is an RPG powerhouse because of that.
Well, it's like, from what I understand, it's the story that was really redeeming about 7. And I didn't really get far enough in to see much of that, but just in terms of gameplay, I don't feel like it's aged very well, and I was playing the PC port, so I'm not sure if that affects it much.
Well, for what I'm aware, the soundtrack for the PC release is horrible compared to the
Really?
PlayStation release. They fucked it up. They made it worse than the original PC release, which I don't even know how they did that. You were playing the Steam release, right?
Right, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how you could do that, but they did.
I mean, I'll be excited
For 15.
when it comes out. Well, wait, what'd you say?
For Final Fantasy 15, you mean?
Well, I doubt I'll play 15. I don't see me jumping into the series now after all this time. I want to play 13 just because I own it and I've never gotten around to it.
No, don't.
I mean, it looks like a
Don't-
grindy RPG
don't-
with beautiful graphics.
Don't.
Like,
Don't.
well, why? Why?
Don't.
Why is it so bad?
Don't you fucking dare.
No, why is it so bad? Tell me.
Final Hallway Simulator 13.
But I'm okay with that.
Final
Like, I'm
Hallway
totally fine.
Simulator 13, man.
I'm totally okay
The
with that.
open
though.
world comes in at like 60 hours of the game.
But see, I don't need an open world. Like, I'm totally fine with that.
Alright then.
I like grindy RPGs where I'm at point A and I'm trying to get to point B, and there's really, really super pretty cutscenes in between. Like, I'm totally fine.
Also, the story's so goddamn stupid.
Yeah, that I'm less okay with. But,
Don't. Yeah, we started a new hashtag, don't. Thank you, Foxy.
real quick, Foxy says, I felt a Five Nights at Freddy's present in the Force, so I guess I know when people talk about. Oh, presents. Gotcha.
I have
There's
no
been a
idea.
disturbance in the Force,
I have
Wombo.
no
Have you felt
idea.
it?
If you want to start out with any Final Fantasy, and I would suggest Final Fantasy 5 or 6. I've played 5. I haven't really played much of 6, but 6 is supposedly the best game of the series.
Okay.
I have played 9, and I love it to death. And it is supposed to be getting a PC release soon, but if you want...
I was gonna say when they remaster 7 for the PS4 and that comes out, I will probably play that.
Oh, that too. I'm sorry. I forgot about
Yeah,
that.
when they're not just remastering it; they're like redesigning it from the ground up.
Yeah, I've seen some of the... And it's supposed to be episodic, which is...
Well, see,
that's-
here's
It's pretty
there's like
strange.
controversy. I don't think they've confirmed it's technically episodic. They've confirmed it might be coming out in parts, and then someone came forward and say that might be there's multiple downloads or multiple discs or something like that.
Oh, multiple discs for a PS4 game? What?
Well, if you figure Final Fantasy VII is an enormous game,
It's
and
3 discs, if I do believe.
right, and they're uprising the graphics, and they're probably adding a lot more content and stuff. So it seems ridiculous, but crazier things have happened.
Yeah, that's true. Do I like Dragon Quest? I've never played any of the Dragon Quest or Dragon Warrior series, but I've certainly heard a lot of good things. I'm aware that the first game is like basically the grounds for like every single RPG that came out in the 80s and 90s and so on and so forth. So I've also heard that it's a very boring game for now because it's aged horribly.
Which one?
Dragon Quest 1, if I
Oh, okay.
yeah. But start at 9 if it eventually gets re-released on PC, which I think it is, or if
Okay.
or if you have a PS3 or PS4, play it online, or play it on there.
All right, sounds good.
Other games. I guess start out with one, but that's really the original version of one is pretty bad. And
See, that's my problem,
like it's
right?
aged badly. What I mean.
That's my problem, right? Is like when I start a series, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna start at one and work my way through. And with Final Fantasy, there are so many of them, and I just don't have that much time.
It really,
Uh,
I mean, it depends though too, because each and every one of them have their own separate stories. Like there's Final Fantasy X, and the sequel to Final Fantasy X is Final Fantasy X-2.
right. Well, like 13 has like 3 parts, right?
Yeah, 13, 13-2, and Lightning Returns, which I haven't played either.
Right.
I played 13. I have played 13. And I got sick of it.
Okay. I want to play it, but one, my hard drive is small. I need to get another hard drive, and two, it's like a 50 gigabyte game.
Oh, geez, wow.
Yeah, it's
Wowie,
enormous.
oh, geez. Apparently, Digital Gen has Dragon Quest IX. I have never played that. But for what I've heard, Dragon Quest 10 never came out in America, but Dragon Quest 11 is supposed to be coming out on the Wii U.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Dragon Quest 10. I don't know why it never came out, but maybe it was a late game in the Wii's lifespan. That could have been it.
Yeah, I can believe it.
Yeah. All right. Two more left. We have. Have you ever heard of this game, Yandere Simulator?
I've heard of it. I don't know where.
It's a pretty funny game. The premise is simple. You are Yandere, a schoolgirl who's focusing on their senpai, who loves their senpai and wants to get their senpai,
Oh,
and tries everything to get
Sorry.
their senpai, but even killing other girls.
Isn't this something Markiplier did?
I'm not sure if Markiplier did it or not, but apparently Dragon Quest X is trash. I don't know. I'm unaware of it, but maybe it's trash. I don't know. If it's trash for you, then okay.
So I'm looking at the list of banned games on Twitch.
And this is now this is a banned game on Twitch because of excessive violence and nudity. Now the nudity part is it's kind of dumb because there isn't really nudity per se, but there is a shower scenes where they have conveniently clouded parts against,
Which I would. Well, hang on. Is this an American-made game?
yes.
Okay.
It's
Oftentimes.
it's
Sorry, go ahead.
it's intentionally Japanese, but yeah, it's made by a guy.
Well, because oftentimes in Japanese markets they don't really care as much about nudity. So when they localize it and port it over for an American release, they'll add those because American markets are typically a little more stingy about nudity and things like that.
But he did that on purpose, just to make fun
Right.
of Japanese
Well,
culture.
Right. Which I think is clever. I think that's very nice.
Apparently Markiplier did play this game. Okay.
That must have been where I saw it.
I never saw Markiplier play this. I saw this from actually Party. Out of all people, showed me this game. So,
That does not surprise me at all.
but for what I've heard, the creator of this game, who's still technically developing it, is still he's trying to get in touch with Twitch to see if there's anything he can do to fix this, and if that means actually taking like the excessive blood out of the game, which is a bit much because there's games that are more violent than this, probably, right?
I mean, Hatred isn't on this list, so
Yeah, Hatred isn't on this list. But Honey Pop is.
right.
Which is stupid because the Steam release of Honey Pop doesn't have any nudity.
Well, I was gonna say like Criminal Girls is on this list, and I've seen people stream that before. So, and like that game is in the localized version, the English version is not that bad.
What's under your blanket is blocked? Are you kidding me?
Small wonder that what's under your blanket is blocked.
Are you fucking kidding? That game is so stupid.
I've never seen it, but just from the title, I can.
It's
guess.
an 8-bit game where you jerk off.
Yeah, that's pretty
And
much.
it's under your blanket so you don't see your dick, but still.
That makes sense.
But yeah, Yandare's the guy who, you can see right here. Wow, bad news. He was blocked. That's wonderful. But, going through a long list, apparently he's trying to get this fixed right now, and hopefully things will come out soon. Hopefully the game will stay intact. You know.
Yeah, I mean, that's always really hurtful because streaming and Let's Plays and things like that, those are your marketing now. That is how your game gets out in the world.
That is your bread and butter, for the most part, at least.
Yeah, so it's heartbreaking to see a dev put a lot of work into a game and then Twitch bans it. I haven't had bad experience with Twitch. I'm not a developer, so it's kind of hard to say. But I hope, not knowing anything about this game, I hope they find a way to come to some sort of middle ground to get it out there. Because developers, it's very, very hard to make your money back when you make a game. So.
Yeah. Really sucks. Really, really sucks. I think this game is on Steam right now, or you could buy it off his website, I think, so... I might want to play it, but it's not on Mac right now, so...
Right.
At least as far as I'm aware. So tough shit for me. God,
Yeah.
I really need to get a new computer. Ugh.
I mean, for video editing, I want a Mac. It's like you want a Windows machine, I don't want a Mac machine, so it's funny how that happens. But,
Polar opposites.
yeah.
For editing, it's really good, but for everything else...
Yeah. Well, and again, and we've talked about this at length, but it's not that Macs are built poorly; it's that they're not compatible with a lot of stuff.
Exactly, because it's a different code and such.
Yeah.
Alright. Last story of the night we have Minecraft educational version. Yes, an educational version of Minecraft.
I thought it was already kind of educational, but I don't know.
I find this interesting that a game like this is actually getting more of an educational... or it's actually going to be used in schools, if anything.
I mean, Minecraft is unbelievably enormous. Just as a franchise. So it doesn't really surprise me that something that's that universally used and loved, especially by kids, is being incorporated into education. That's not super surprising to me.
It's really cool that they're doing this, though.
No, definitely cool. Well, didn't Portal do something like this as well, or was going to do something like this?
I have no idea. I had no idea.
I thought it was like a...
Windows 10 for the win. I don't know about that. Install, you could pretty much denounce Windows 10.
Yeah, fuck Windows 10.
Are you
That's all I really...
Are you currently still using Windows 10?
No, well, okay, so on my laptop that I just do schoolwork on and listen to podcasts and all that I have Windows 10 on, and I still hate it. But no, my main actual PC that I do anything important on, I'm running Windows 7, and I'm very happy with it.
Okay. You also listen to the Collabcast on Apollo Media there.
I do. www.apollovideos.com. New uploads every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 a.m., except for this week, because everything got messed up.
Yeah. By the way... small digression from this again. Thank you for answering my question. It was pretty tough.
So, did that help you at all? Is my question.
I just put it up there for the sake of asking a question, but there's been times before where I've actually liked a girl who was currently dating someone. So I thought, what should I do? What shouldn't I have done?
And I feel like that's a situation everyone's been in at one point or another.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it did help me. Just wait it out and see what could possibly happen. I don't want to kidnap someone's dog, though, Ryan.
Yeah, that's a piece of advice I don't recommend you follow. But yeah,
No name Kelstrom, you.
He's quite the guy.
He is quite the guy.
Anyway, so Minecraft education. Is this exciting to you, Wumbo?
It's kind of cool that they're actually putting this in schools. Microsoft has acquired Microsoft EDU, a version designed by educators for classroom use and will be used to launch Minecraft the Education Edition, developed by Mahjong, announced this morning, which was due 5 days ago. Minecraft Education Edition will be free for a year existing customers for a 5-year-old Minecraft EDU. So yeah, it's designed for second graders, which is really Minecraft's pretty much designed for pretty much everyone, but Minecraft is definitely popular with the younger crowd, like FNAF.
So I'm sending you a link in Skype real quick.
Yeah.
This is basically Valve's Portal equivalent.
I'm gonna open this up up in the main page. Science, technology, engineering, mathematics. When was this announced?
I don't remember. I just remembered vaguely hearing about it.
This is really cool.
Yeah, so I think it's cool, and obviously Portal's very, very popular as well. But I think it's really cool to be seeing these things come into the school environment, and video games are increasingly becoming less and less of the, oh, that's just the weird pastime people do to kill brain cells. Like, video games are a thing now. They're a juggernaut in entertainment and in media and things like that. So I think it's really, really cool to see these having these new applications that we're getting to use.
So, yeah, this was used in multiple classrooms, and it was probably launched when Portal 2 came out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that's pretty cool.
Okay. Alright. So, now we're done. We are done with the news reports of the night. But
And now, time for topic of the show.
Topic of the show, which tonight's going to be a little bit more personal for us. I'm gonna go with my game first. What did you fucking bish you? Hey, Easy.
Hi, Easy. How's it going? Thank you so much for being
You just missed the news, but we're actually gonna be talking about our main topic of the night right now, so...
Real quick. The love of my life, Jane, says, bye, got to go. It's 12 a.m. where I live. Sounds good, Jane. Have a great night. Get some sleep, and thank you so much for stopping by.
Night, Jane. Jane says...
So, Wumbo, what happens if Jane and I get married someday?
That would be interesting.
Okay.
Marry someone you met over Twitch, okay.
I mean, there are worse ways to go.
I'm trying to find OBS. Okay, there it is.
Found it.
No, there. Okay. Okay, is it ready? Yes, it is. Alright, I'm about to start the video, so, first video game I ever played. It was kind of an interesting game. Kind of a well-known game, too, especially in the Sonic community. My first video game I ever played was Sonic Adventure. Off the Sega Dreamcast.
Okay.
Off the original Sega Dreamcast. And of all games. I think it was about 4 or 5, and my mom's friend actually gave us a Sega Dreamcast, because it was probably around 2001, 2002 when the system was dying, so, you know. Why not? Yeah. And I distinctly remember running around in either the first or second level, or just running around the Mystic Forest, lost, knowing nowhere, having no idea where to go, just messing around there.
Right.
But that's about it.
So the interesting thing here is when I was way too young to know what I was doing, or to really remember it. Technically, the first video game I played, and that's not the one I submitted to you because I don't know or remember anything about it. I did the first game I actually cognizantly remember. But a Sonic game on an old system, I don't remember what, was the first game I played. So theoretically, we might have had the same first game.
Yeah, because
Possible.
Sonic Adventure is probably the earliest game that I remember playing. It couldn't have been the first video game that I've played.
Right.
Because my dad says the first video game I played...
It was Minesweeper.
No, I have played Minesweeper. No, it's, it was GTA 3, Grand Theft Auto 3, because he had a copy of it and he let me play it at the age of 4, so...
Why not?
Great parenting.
That's a great first game to have.
Yeah, it is a great first game, and I love that game too. Even though it's aged badly, you know, it's still a good game to play. San Andreas is better.
Dude, GTA 3 is a great game, I think.
It is. I'm reading the chat. Jane loves this game a lot, and Digital Jen says that the second game is better. By a lot of things, yeah, the second game is better, but I haven't really played it, to be honest with you. I've only played Sonic Adventure 2 Battle off of the GameCube.
I was never a Sonic guy, so I don't have too much to contribute here. But
it was. I also played I think another game that could have been my first game. The first game I ever played was an emulated version of Sonic 2 off of a very old computer.
There you go.
But
So when you look back at it now, did you profoundly remember falling in love? Was it like, oh my god, I can't believe this is real?
I was amazed that, oh my god, I could control this guy. I could jump. I could run. I
Right.
could. This guy's talking. I mean, look at him move. And of course, now we look at the animations now, and it's hilarious. And
Right.
look at those cops driving. Obviously, you can't
But
see it, but you know,
it's looking at it through rose-colored glasses, right? You remember it how it was for you.
nostalgia, basically.
Exactly. Hey.
Nostalgia nader.
But no, and like, not to spoil too much, but like the game that you're gonna see after Wumbo is my first game is a Star Wars game, and for me, it was being in Star Wars that just blew my mind. Like I am in Star Wars right now, you know.
I eventually got back into the Sonic series, and for some reason, I rented Shadow the Hedgehog one day, and I thought, oh, what about that other? I was trying to think back, like, what was that other Sonic game? And then a few more years later, I found a YouTube channel called Some Call Me Johnny, and he reviewed a bunch of Sonic games and mentioned Sonic Adventure. And it's like, oh, that game. I should get a Sega Dreamcast and actually finally play this game again.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah. And
Did you ever get around to getting the Dreamcast?
yeah, I have a Dreamcast. I used to have two Dreamcasts. Now I only have one
Oh,
of them
really?
because I sold it off. And
That's all right. You still got one.
yeah, and yeah, I eventually got a copy of Sonic Adventure, and I don't have a copy of Sonic Adventure 2 because for some reason that game's getting more and more expensive.
Sonic Adventure 2 is.
Sonic Adventure 2, not Sonic Adventure 1. Sonic Adventure 1 was a launch title for the Sega Dreamcast.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and it definitely looks like that. I mean, the game looks...
If there's one thing history has taught us, is that launch titles are always the best of the best.
well, not the best of the best, but like the most popular of a system. Like, or sometimes the best of the best too. Like,
No, I was being completely sarcastic.
well, sometimes like look at like the launch
Knack.
title. Shut up.
Sorry, that was mean.
I have a PS4. I just don't want to play Knack because that game is like
Everyone liked Knack.
yeah, everyone loves Knack.
All four people that kept the disc and didn't sell it back liked Knack.
The game is like worth like $10 at best. But like, let me think. The launch lineup for the PS2 and the Nintendo GameCube, those are probably the two best launch lineups I could think of.
PS2, GameCube, yeah, and then Xbox would have been the same generation. So yeah,
Yeah, I don't think Xbox had a good launch lineup. Like the
I
reason
don't
why
know.
the reason why the system
I got mine after launch. Yeah.
the reason why the system became huge is because of Halo.
Well, Halo can't have been that long after launch because when did Xbox?
No, it wasn't. It
2000
wasn't after launch. It wasn't. But I mean, launch as in like day one releases, not.
Right. I'm just curious when it actually.
What, Sonic Adventure or the Xbox releases?
No, the Xbox. So it was first introduced on November 15th, 2001.
Okay.
Halo Combat Evolved.
Because the Dreamcast, if some of you don't know, was killed off because of the Sony PS2 being released. And about a year after the PS2 was released, the system died off.
So you want to hear something crazy, one though?
Yeah.
Halo Combat Evolved and the original Xbox were released on the same day.
Oh, it was a launch title?
I did not know that.
I didn't know that either. No wonder it sold well.
Yeah, that's I guess what made the Xbox the Xbox.
Exactly. I was completely unaware of that.
I totally was too. I thought it was probably a year or two later, just because for its time that was a very very good game.
Same here.
So typically you see that later in the cycle when developers are a little more comfortable with the hardware, and we've seen what the system can do a little bit more.
But Halo, and especially Halo 2,
Yeah, and again, Halo 2 kind of died off after that. They decided to stop the series. They didn't make 9,000 more sequels or anything.
that's what they wanted to do, so I think. At least as far as
Okay.
I'm aware. I think, here's the thing. I think Halo 2 and Halo 3 story were supposed to be one. But,
Yeah, I definitely would agree with that.
yeah.
Halo 2 ends in a really weird place.
It does. I've seen that, like, Halo 2's ending is like on many top 10 worst video game endings list.
Yeah, it's like, oh, cool, I'm playing as Arbiter again. All right, can't wait to beat this and play as Chief. Oh, that's the end. Okay.
Master
all
Chief
right.
is gonna take care of it.
Yeah,
that's a quote.
sir, finishing this fight. Okay, all right. Really hope you get the money for Halo 3 so I can find out what this story actually is.
And then you go into the middle of a jungle or whatever. Oh, fuck. Did I cut this? I didn't cut this out, did I?
What? What happened?
Skipping this. This is probably me typing something in the Twitch chat.
Oh, it's all good.
Alright, Nostalginator. Halo CE is Master Chief Collection, which I have. Okay.
Great game.
Yeah. Apparently they had a lot of issues at launch because of the server, because so many people were playing it. Which makes
Master
sense.
Chief Collection?
Yeah. The online edition.
that game was totally broken when it came out.
For what I've heard. I haven't played it.
Yeah. I mean, my brother bought the Xbox One, and he's still having problems. Still.
Really?
Just getting to work. It's really touch and go, and this is the third one. He's had his console shipped in and replaced twice.
Jesus.
And we're still having problems, so that's,
Going back on this, I was just amazed, like, oh my god, I can move fast. Oh my god, I control him. I gotta go fast. Gotta go faster. And I was a huge fan of Sonic because of this game, and I still am, even though the games haven't exactly improved ever since Generation, really. And of course, Sonic Boom coming out. Ugh.
Sonic Colors, the greatest Sonic game of all.
No, Sonic Colors is a good game. Shut up.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it's a really good game.
Well, what am I thinking of then? Is that Sonic Boom I'm thinking of?
Sonic Boom is a piece of shit.
That's the one that everyone hated?
Sonic Boom and Sonic 06.
Oh, it was Sonic Boom. You're right. That reminded me of Jak and Daxter, and I'm like, wait, what the hell? Why is this Sonic?
Well, here's the thing, because Jak and Big Red Button, the people who made Sonic Boom, they're ex Naughty Dog developers, so that might explain why. Yeah, that might explain why.
I was gonna say, like, I watched a Let's Play of one level of Sonic Boom, and I was like, wow, this really reminds me of the underwater city in Jak and Daxter.
Yeah, that's what I thought too when I saw gameplay of it, because it looked almost exactly like it.
Yeah, it was like, it seemed intentional to me, so I was like, that's really interesting. But, all right, cool. Stupid game though, bad game.
Bad game. What you're not going to see in the footage for here, I didn't show anything in the Mystic Ruins jungle section, like this big area where you can walk around. That comes in later in the game, or at least in the latter part of Sonic's story, so... But that's where that's the clearest memory I have of this game, and also going through Windy Valley for some reason. And the first two levels of this game, at least for Sonic's part, is really, really, really good. In fact, most of the levels in this game are amazing. For Sonic.
So not being a Sonic kid growing up, by Sonic's part, is there a character you play as after that?
For Sonic Adventure, there are 6 playable characters, and you can unlock them, like you can see in the gameplay right here, after you talk to Tails.
Okay, can I try and name them all?
It says now you can play as Tails. Yeah, okay. Name them all.
So,
try to name
I'm going to try here. I don't really know anything about Sonic, so I'm going to try basically any character I can name.
There are 6 playable characters, so including Sonic, 5 more.
Alright, so we got Sonic. We got Tails.
Okay, right in the first 2.
We got Knuckles.
Okay, right about that.
Shadow.
Nope, not until SA2.
Rogue or Rouge or
not until
SA2.
Sonic Adventure 2. What?
There's more Knuckles. Is there a Knuckles?
You already named Knuckles.
Is there another Knuckles by any chance? Not another Knuckles. Okay.
A blue Knuckles, no.
Wait. I didn't say Tails?
You already said Tails.
So there's Sonic, Knuckles, and Tails. Those are all in it, right?
Yeah, then you have 3 more characters.
Alright, well, fuck. I don't know any more Sonic characters. Eggman? Can you play as Eggman?
Not until Sonic Adventure 2.
Okay. Alright. The Ring. Can you play as the Ring that Sonic collects? Is that a thing? I'm quickly running out of Sonic characters that I know.
Okay, I'm gonna stop you there.
Alright.
Okay, you can play as Amy.
I don't know. Oh, wait, yeah, that's Sonic's girl that has a non-hedgehog name for some reason.
My Stalker. It's Sonic Stalkers, basically.
Alright, fair enough. I'll allow it.
And there's Big the Cat, which I'm pretty sure you won't know.
What the hell is that?
He's a big purple cat that likes fishing and is the worst part of this game.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds pretty bad.
And there's also E101 Gamma, which gets a lot of shit on. He's a robot that Eggman programmed, but he turns rogue and starts destroying other robots. It's pretty it's kind of interesting to play as one of Eggman's robots, but the gameplay is kind of monotonous. But I find it to be okay. My favorite part of Sonic Adventure is Sonic's levels, which do get the most attention. Tails levels, which are pretty good too. Knuckles levels are pretty good too. Amy's isn't that bad, and Gamma's levels aren't that bad, but you can find some enjoyment factor, if that's the right term I'm using.
Do the hedgehogs all have different powers?
No. Well, I mean,
Okay, so Sonic can run fast. Can any of the rest of them run fast?
Yeah, a lot of them can. Almost every one of them can run fast. The hedgehogs. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
A little bit tired too. There's only really 3 hedgehogs in the series. 4 technically, if you're counting Silver from Sonic 06, which is a piece of hit. We're not gonna mention that.
All right, fair enough.
There's Sonic, there's Shadow, and there's Amy. They're all hedgehogs, and they could run fast, but Amy can't really run as fast. Her gimmick is a hammer in this game.
Okay, fair enough.
That you can smack people with.
That's an interesting gimmick.
Uh-huh. And if they all have the Chaos Emeralds, and they have their own powers, I guess. Not their own powers, but like they can all turn yellow, and they can also run faster, and they're invincible, and that's about it.
Okay, fair enough. So the Tails and the Knuckles and these guys, they're not hedgehogs?
No, Tails the fox, and Knuckles the echidna.
He's an enchilada?
It's a joke. Constantly
That'd
passed
be
up.
awesome.
Knuckles the
playable
enchilada.
That'd be the coolest thing.
With a side of sour cream and salsa.
That'd be great.
No, the echidna. What about fuck, I forgot about Metal Sonic.
Is that a different character?
Metal Sonic is a robot Sonic that also has the same powers as Sonic. He can run fast and shit. Thank you, Digital Gen.
Alrighty.
Totally forgot about Metal Sonic.
Does he have to go fast too?
He goes faster.
That's pretty fast.
What Sonic games did you play?
None of them. Well, whichever one I played as a little kid that I don't remember. That was pretty much the only Sonic game I played.
Sonic 2, most likely.
Yeah, I mean, this would have been 98, 99, right around there.
You're older than me, so yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, you're 69 and I'm only 18, so...
I tell everybody I'm 97, but no one believes me. So now when people ask my age, I just say, you know what? No, you don't get to know my age. You had your chance. I said 97, no one believed me, so... fine.
It's a pretty good-looking 97-year-old with a lot of
makeup.
moisturize.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
I shove carrots in certain holes, and anyway, it works out fine.
That got incredibly graphic.
It's a reference to Family Guy reference.
Oh, okay. I don't watch Family Guy that much, so it went over my head. But that's okay. That is okay.
Alright, now we're going to the second level of the game, which I pretty much end the gameplay here, but we're going to Windy Valley.
Windy Valley.
Windy Valley.
And it's a valley.
Yeah, I kind of split it up to like 20 minutes per game, so...
Oh, that sounds good.
Okay. I love this part of the game. I also love the soundtrack, too. The soundtrack of this game is really, really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
so, wait, what year was this game released in?
1999. 1998 in Japan, but 99 everywhere else.
Okay.
A little bit more history on Sega, at least in America. They didn't have any systems in 1998, as far as I'm aware. They cut off the Sega Saturn in 1997.
Interesting.
For some dumb reason. I don't understand why, but the Sega Saturn was still going off in Japan until like 1999, 2000. But they cut it off the Saturn because it wasn't really making any money. But there were a lot of good games that came out at the end of the Saturn's lifespan, so... Ugh. Radiant Silvergun.
I did not know that.
Radiant Silvergun.
Is that a bad game?
No, it's a really good game. It's a really good game.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's extremely expensive now.
Nice.
Is Supersonic is Goku of Sonic World? Supersonic is Goku of Sonic World? What?
So Super Sonic is to the Sonic world as Goku is to the Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, I've seen that comparison so many times, and yeah, basically, Supersonic. I mean, it seems that way, right? They both turn yellow. They both have superpowers, and you know.
What's the highest level of Super Saiyan something can be?
I don't know. The highest I've seen is like 4 or 5.
Okay.
I'm not. Really
I don't know anything about Dragon Ball Z.
I've played some of the video games. I've seen all the original Dragon Ball series. I tried watching every single episode of Dragon Ball Z, and I couldn't do it because Jesus Christ, 900 episodes.
Well, I don't remember which one it was. I just remember it used to come on. I want to say Toonami. Back in the day.
Place.
Yeah, and I was like, wow, this is bad. Like, I physically cannot finish this episode. Which probably was because I was just jumping in and I didn't start episode 1, but I could just never get into anything Dragon Ball.
I mean, there's some really good anime out there, and Dragon Ball Z in particular is the most popular because it was the first anime series to be popular in America. That's why it gets so much praise and so much attention, and why the new, if I do believe it's called Dragon Ball Z or Super Dragon Ball Z, the new series that's coming out.
Yeah, I could believe it. I have no idea.
That's why it's getting a lot of attention and such.
Yeah, I mean, Dragon Ball has always been super popular, right? I don't know. I've never been like an anime guy. For one reason or another.
DBZ is the most overrated thing ever. Yeah.
Shots fired.
I could kind of agree with you there, but I haven't seen the entire series. But yeah, it seems like that. It's the Lil Wayne of anime. Okay, that's
shit. Easy is calling people out now.
That is way too far.
Shout out to my boy Lil Wayne.
Alright, now we're going into some... Alright, here's your game. The footage is by E-Man Gameplay. I chose the first and second level of these games, so... Alright, explain why did you think this game was... Or what got your attention for this game? Nostal.
So, you're cutting out a bit. Can you still hear me okay?
Okay, now I can hear you perfectly fine.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Oh, no.
Yeah, you were cutting out too.
Is the stream dead?
That's a Digitally Genis thing. So I'm not positive, but it's quite possible. I learned to play it right. You gotta know when to hold on. We back?
We're back. Yeah, they were saying we were good to begin with, but I restarted the stream.
Oh, okay. Better safe than sorry, as I've always said.
The reason why we restarted the stream, because Digital Jen, you said dead, and I thought that was an indication of the stream being dead.
Well, and it just so happened the Skype cut out right then, too.
Yeah, that's why, too. So,
right,
usually when Skype cuts out, for some reason, the stream cuts out, too. So that's why. Shut up. Shut up, fucking bish.
Easy is calling you out, my dear Wumbo.
I was gonna say, what got your attention? So now we're on to Star Wars: The Clone Wars. You got the floor. You got the floor.
All right. So I don't remember how old I was, but I had played video games at friends' houses before, and my mom's best friend's son was addicted to WoW, and when we say addicted to video games nowadays, I feel like we use that term kind of loosely, but he was addicted. Like, it was a problem. Like, he was not social. He was not talking to his mom. He had put thousands and thousands of dollars into WoW, like, way past where it was okay a 16 or 17-year-old boy to be doing.
Jeez.
So, understandably so, his mom, who was friends with my mom, said, don't get on video games, don't get on video games, you're going to regret it, you're going to regret it. And this has been kind of a running theme since I was a little kid of like, oh, you're gonna get addicted to this. And no, I was playing like an hour and a half a day maybe, which isn't really the same, but that's always been a thing with my folks is, you know, we don't want you to get addicted to these games, so you have to do your homework first, or you have to be well-rounded, you have to do other things too.
Video games like cocaine, man. I
mean, Five Nights at Freddy's World, man. But no, so I don't remember how old I was, but my mom wanted, like, my dad and I to have something to do together because he was at work a lot, and when he was home, we just kind of watched TV. And she's like, I want you guys to be doing something together, which apparently, you know, playing video games is more doing something, quote unquote, than watching TV. So she got us the Xbox for Christmas, the original Xbox.
Oh, that's really cool.
And my grandpa, and it's this whole thing. My family's, my grandpa remarried someone and then had kids late in life. So my aunt and uncle are basically my age, almost out of the month.
Huh.
So it's this whole weird thing. But for his family, my aunt and uncle, who are my age, he bought them a GameCube. And they really liked their GameCube. So he was like, oh, no, don't get the Xbox. We like our GameCube. You should get a GameCube. So we got a GameCube for us for Christmas. And my mom was like, okay, you can't have two video game consoles. You don't know anything about these. These are expensive pieces of hardware. You can pick one. You can pick one of these two consoles. And so me and my dad, we picked the Xbox completely and solely for the fact that it came with the Star Wars game. That is the only reason. Yeah, that is the only reason we picked Xbox.
Not just because of Halo?
No, because we didn't know about Halo. I didn't play Halo till, oh my god, probably 2006, 2007.
When Halo 3 was about to be released.
That's when I played Combat Evolved for the first time.
Really?
So, like, I was way late to Halo. But I was a diehard Star Wars fan, and most people that know me know, like, that's my favorite anything ever is Star Wars.
Raised on the PS2 and the GameCube somewhat until we lost it, so...
There you go. But yeah, so it came with Star Wars The Clone Wars, which is just this licensed game to promote the new movie coming out. But me, biggest Star Wars fan out there, I was like, oh my god, I have to play this. This is so good. So we set up the Xbox, and we started playing it, and my dad wasn't, like... You know when you first get the console and you're still learning the controller and all that?
Yeah.
But I had only played video games occasionally at friends' houses and stuff, so this was like mine, and it was so cool, and it was so much fun. And we popped Star Wars The Clone Wars in, and we stayed up all night that night, and then we went the next day and we bought Turok Evolution at Toys R Us. And we played that.
I heard that game kind of sucked.
I mean...
Yeah. Oh well.
It's easy to say that game sucked looking at it, but that's probably the game I've put more hours into than any other game in my life, just because
Really?
It took my dad... Yeah, it took my dad and I literally probably 10 years to beat that game.
Wow.
Like, we were playing it once or twice a week for 10 years. So...
That's...
And it was poor by design. It was just a fucked up, glitchy game. But we thought... My goodness gracious.
Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. You were saying?
So yeah, Turok Evolution, we bought that the day after we got the Xbox and Star Wars The Clone Wars. And Turok Evolution was good, but that is a hard game. Like, it is a very hard game. And so my dad and I weren't very good at it. So we were like, oh, okay, we're just going to play Star Wars. That's what we got the console with. And, like, I'm... Star Wars popped up in, on the stream just now. Like, the gameplay you have playing for this is B-roll, and I'm watching it right now, and, like, it's just... This game probably I'll have more of an emotional reaction to than any other game, because I remember being a kid and playing this for the first time. But it was, like... And we talked about this earlier. I was in Star Wars, and that sounds so cliched now, and I feel like we take that for granted. But this was my favorite thing ever. I watched all the movies. I rented Empire so many times from Hollywood Video that they just, like... When I walked in, they knew what I was going to rent. Yeah, like, right? But, like, I went into Hollywood Video, and they knew what I was going to rent. They were like, hey, you here to rent Empire? And I was like, yeah. As a freaking, 5-year-old kid or whatever. But, like, I rented it so many times. I love Star Wars. And then to be like, I am Anakin Skywalker in this tank shooting these things. Like, that was so amazing to me.
I'm Mario jumping around, jumping on Goombas. I'm
right? Yeah, and, like,
Jack jumping on people. I'm Zidane killing these assholes who are trying to destroy my planet. I could name so many examples, and that last example was Final Fantasy IX.
Well, and again, not trying to take away from you at all, but like, you fall in love with Mario when you play Mario for the first time.
Yeah,
and you fall in love with Final Fantasy when you play Final Fantasy for the first time. For me, it was like, I watch all these cartoons and I read all these books and I've seen all these movies, and now I'm part of it.
And there's so much stuff around it. And the first Star Wars game I really played was Lego Star Wars, out of all things. And
oh my god, dude! And, like, I was such a big Lego kid growing up too. Like, that game was made for me. Yeah, like, when that game came out, I honestly felt like it was made for me. Like, not understanding the industry or anything yet, I was like, someone somewhere made this game so I would be happy. And that's
Little
amazing.
Colin Jeff.
Oh my god, man! Like, it was so great. Like, I can't even tell you how many times I beat Lego Star Wars cover to cover. But...
Same here. Not.
But like, yeah, like this was just mind-blowing to me, and it was fun. That's the thing. I go back and play this, and unfortunately, last year my original Xbox finally bit the dust. You know, small wonder.
No.
14, 13 years later. But like, I still go back and play this, and it's fun. It feels like Star Wars, and it's really fun. And I'm sure people have tons of criticism for it, and that's okay. But I'll never have the connection to another game like I do with this game because it was my first. It was my first love, you know.
I've gotten. I've never owned an original Xbox. I do own a 360, but I don't really play it that much, so don't really. And I've never played this game either, so I can't really say anything about this. But I've certainly played a bunch of Star Wars games, and, you know, the amount of stuff that's behind Star Wars, the movies, the games, the coloring books, for fuck's sake, the toys, the Legos, all that stuff. So getting hyped up for playing this and actually playing it, especially at a young age, too.
And yeah, like I try, and it's hard to nowadays, right? Because you know we're busy and we have lives, and you and I are both around college age, and there's so much else going on. But I try at least a little bit every time I start a new video game to be like, I am someone else right now. I am playing the life of someone else, and you can't lose that because that's what I feel like video games are, right? They're escapism and they're storytelling and all these things. But it's so mind-boggling, just as a kid, to be like, I am not me right now. I am Anakin Skywalker in a tank, and that's so just mind-boggling.
It's escapism, and it's being engrossed into something, and
yeah,
sometimes some games can take you out of that immersiveness, like if a game is horrible, or if you could point out something that's very bad about a game.
Right. Well, but at the same time,
or
when
if you're
a
annoyed
kid,
by something.
When you're a tiny kid and you're playing a game for the first time, it's got to be really messed up for you to be like, oh, wow, I really don't like how they did this.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's why this game, again, going back to that concept of rose-colored glasses, I'll never be able to find a criticism with this game. Because, I will always remember being a little kid playing this for the first time. And it was perfect to me because I didn't know anything else. But also it was just, this culmination of a ton of things that were finally coming together.
Exactly.
Real quick, my buddy in the chat, Roblox Craft, says, I have returned. Install. I do remember you, Roblox. You were at last night's stream. Thank you so much for being here. And how are you?
I remember that guy.
Very nice of you to come back.
Going back to Sonic Adventure, that game has aged horribly, but I still find the game to be extremely enjoyable for what it is. Just the animations are horrible, the lip syncing is shit. Some of the things are pretty annoying, like especially Big the Cat. But I still find it to be a good game, especially for its time. So, sure, it has aged pretty badly, but I don't know. I still find a lot of nostalgia in it, so,
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I feel like video games do best, right? Is, one, it's escapism and it's teaching you something else. But now that we're getting older and gamers are getting older, it's looking back not just at what the game is, but who you were when you played that game for the first time. And I remember vividly what I was like and how my life was when I played this game we're looking at right now for the first time. And to be kind of real for a second, this is kindergarten, first grade ish. So well, no, it was a little later than that. It was third, fourth. I don't know. It was around there. It was elementary school. Oh. And I was getting bullied, that was a thing.
Aww.
And so to have I can go home and this will be here for me, I had friends. I never really had a problem finding friends, but there were kids that just didn't like me, and I don't really know why, but whatever.
That kid looks funny.
Right, it's the nerdy kid. He comes in, talks about Star Wars, and he got us to stay out at recess for 2 extra hours because we were playing Star Wars on the playground, and no one came to look for us. It was just that game was there for me in ways that a lot of other things weren't in my life right then. That's why video games have always kind of been there for me. So
yeah, kind of same here for escapism for my life. In middle school, I was kind of bullied too. So,
sure, man. Yeah.
Call of Duty, especially, for some reason, I just loved playing those. Now I find those games to be very tedious and I don't know. Just finding escapism for certain games just kind of makes you feel a little bit better,
Yeah, no, absolutely, and that's we're really busy, and it's nice sometimes to be okay, I don't want to think, I don't want to do right now. I just want to be somewhere else that's not here. That's not necessarily because my life is bad, but sometimes it's nice to just go away for a little bit. And that's what I feel like video games do best, is I can just sit somewhere else and be someone else and do something else, even if it's just for 20 minutes. and sometimes that can be really refreshing. It can be a great thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, real quick, catching up on the chat, Roblox says I play Sonic Adventure 2 and number 2. That's awesome.
Cool.
I need to finish Big the Cat. I can't complete the first level. What's elementary school?
Oh.
Elementary school is the first few years here in America of your school. So, like, for me, my elementary school was kindergarten through 5th grade. So that's my first 6 years of school.
Let me see. Easy is saying I am with the music and games and even writing my own stories and music. That's really cool, Easy. Poetry too.
No,
wow, Easy.
Yeah, that's
Too bish
Easy sort of a
or not
renaissance
too
man.
bish? That bish is the question.
Heyo.
Yeah, I totally fucked up on the scansion there, but I don't care.
Well, and like, as kind of an aside to Easy's point, when you're writing poetry or you're writing music or anything like that, you are making it. You are putting a piece of who you are into something and being like, this is a tangible, actual thing now. So I'd say even more with video games, because most people aren't making these video games, they're just playing them. But when you write music or you're writing poetry, it's almost like a time capsule of who you were right then. So to go back and read that and listen to that, it's like, oh my god, I remember who I was when I wrote this, and that's so fascinating.
Exactly. Like, I forgot who's the writer of Catcher in the Rye.
I don't even know, man. I used to be like a reader, like a lot, but I don't really read anymore, unfortunately.
Okay.
I should know that though. That's like beyond acceptable.
Because it's certain because that was written. I know the writer was in World War II during, or was going through a tour in Europe during World War II. What do I mean tour?
J.D. Salinger.
Thank you. J.D. Salinger he wrote in war, and he was on the battle of fucking, that big battle in front, and this is all relating together to what you were saying, like a time capsule of someone's life, what they were doing at the time, what was happening around them. So
Sure. Yeah.
And he wanted to write something that's related to teenagers.
And that's awesome.
Yeah. Now, obviously, it's dated
that's a really,
now,
really
but
important
still.
time in people's lives, so.
Obviously, it's dated now, but still, it's an interesting read for what it is.
Yeah. And, like, it's still mind-boggling to me. Like, I can use the phrase now 15 years ago, and, like, have any idea what the hell I'm talking about. And that's so weird to me. And, like, I was a person 15 years ago, and I remember what I was doing, and I remember what my likes and dislikes were and things like that. And to go back to that time, it's like I was a different person back then, like, completely. And, I was just a kid. But, like, it's so interesting to go back to that time, even just for a minute, and to remember, oh, yeah, that's what this was like. That's what, this game especially does for me, because I remember who I was during this time, and I was totally different than I am now. So.
I could say at least 10 years for me,
Yeah. And yeah.
Because I was 3 when... Or, because 15 years, that would mean I was like 3, so...
Right.
Let me see. I'm catching up with the chat. I don't know. A bish is the name of Wumbo's ugly, corny, and a truly Dumbo.
Hey, yo.
Oh, he's corny and truly a Dumbo. Okay, you forgot to put an apostrophe there. So-called writer.
Easy 1995 is 21 years ago. Get it together, kid. No, I'm just kidding. I love you, Easy. Roblox, real quick, I wanted to address that. It says, are you streaming later or tomorrow? If you can tell me, I'll join. It's 5:07 p.m. for me. I won't be streaming past this tonight. I might stream this coming week. You want to follow me at Nostalginator, NOSTALGIANATOR on Twitter. That's what I'll be updating on when I'm on stream. So I may stream this coming week. We'll see. But I don't have any plans to, other than next Sunday at 8 p.m., where Wumbo and I will be doing the show again. So. Anyway, that's that.
Okay, plant-based on Steam. I don't know what that is. Should I? What is plant-based?
I have no idea.
It's crazy that 15 years ago it was in the 2000s, lol. Yeah, I totally agree.
Oh, I see. Okay. So he was saying, I didn't read his earlier comment. He was reading, 1995. It's like, oh, yeah, that was about 15 years ago. But no, like, that was 2001, and that's a really scary thought.
I know.
Like, I'm not that old, but, like, 2009, literally, and I'm not using this in the metaphorical sense, 2009 literally feels like yesterday to me. And I'm like, no, it was not. That was, 7 years ago now. And that's so crazy.
Oh my god, it's It's so weird to say that too.
Right.
I was in the
It's like-
fifth grade. I was living.
2009 was an awesome year, man. It was a great year.
What happened in 2009 besides me being in the fifth grade and in a different city?
Zombieland.
Oh yes, I love that movie.
Not we didn't have Captain America yet. Was that Thor or was Thor 2010?
I don't know. I wasn't really a fan of that movie. I know we had Iron Man 1, which I watched.
Thor 2011. Wasn't Iron Man? Oh no, Hulk was 2008. Iron Man was 2008. What came out in 2009? There must have been a Marvel movie in 2009.
Probably
I'm sure
Thor.
there was.
Probably Thor. Let me think. I'm
Thor
gonna go.
was 2011.
Oh,
Iron Man 2 was 2010. Hulk came out before Iron Man, so that's not it. All right, I guess there wasn't.
Oh wow, an empty year for Marvel. Well, this was when they're getting their bearings ready. Catching
Yeah,
up.
and then they did this tiny film called Avengers. Probably haven't heard of it.
Yep. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I'm gonna catch up with the chat. It's a game on Steam.
Spider-Man 3, I think, was 2007 digitally.
Yeah. Ugh, hate that movie. Crazy when Wumbo is the only one who comprehends something he reads better than the stall did.
I mean,
Yeah,
it wasn't necessarily that I didn't comprehend it. It's that I didn't see your first message. I'd only read the other two, so...
Yeah, I'm a terrible reader out loud, if you haven't noticed, so... Sorry.
No, he said that you read it better than I did, because I read his comment. I was like, what the hell are you talking about? Of course, that was 21 years ago. But it was just that I hadn't seen it.
Spider-Man 3, I think... I don't
Bad
know.
movie, not a good movie.
Okay. How much time do we have left on the video?
How long ago did you hit it?
Like a second, so... It'll come back in. I'm sorry, guys.
There, refresh, stream,
Okay.
stream...
Hey, it will be back. It will be back. Okay. Install. Oh, God. Little call, Jeff.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. And-
are we still streaming?
Yeah, we are. You died off for a second. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I just said that I talked about who I was when the game came out. I didn't even talk about the gameplay at all. But this ties in between episodes 2 and 3, I want to say,
Okay.
in terms of the canon. So,
All right.
but it was before the cartoon came out, the first cartoon, the better cartoon.
Oh.
So yeah, it was just a lot of fun to play. It's mostly tank and ship based combat. There's out of the 16 levels, I think 2 or 3 of them you actually get out on foot and you play as a Jedi.
Because I noticed in the gameplay you could walk around as Mace Windu and wave around your lightsaber.
There's one level I think is Mace Windu. Yeah, there's one level is Mace Windu, and then there's I want to say 2 is Anakin, something like that.
Okay.
But yeah, and there's just a ton of secrets and ton of just fun stuff. And there was now this is so every game has this now, but having an arena mode, where you just fight endless hordes of guys until you die.
Mm-hmm.
That was so fun, just having birthday parties and everyone came over and they brought their controllers and we just see how long we could last. That was really cool. So, this was kind of just my gateway game. It just sort of taught me what games could be.
That's really cool. Oh, that's strange. Yeah.
Did the world blow up?
No, not the world blow up. It's not letting me see the rest of the. Oh, whatever. I'll check this out after we're done streaming.
Okay.
Because for some reason it's not letting me see the other videos for gaming etc. Or for this episode's gaming etc. I don't know what happened.
This has nothing to do with anything.
Okay.
But Spider-Man 3 made $890 million in the box office.
And that movie sucked.
That movie did suck, and it had a budget of $250 million. So they think what you want about that movie, but they did just fine
Yeah.
financially.
Okay. All right. Have you know the movie Minions?
Yeah.
That movie made over $1 billion.
Good God.
$1 billion.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I don't dislike Despicable Me. I saw the first one. I'm like, oh, this is cute. This is fun. Whatever. And I saw the second one. I was like, all right, I'm kind of done with this. And then I didn't see Minions.
Yeah. Okay. I was there, man. Yeah, I know.
I cried when Harry died.
What?
I straight up cried in the theater when Harry died.
Oh, I was about to say Harry Potter. Like, what the fuck are you saying?
No, no. No, like straight up when I didn't even like I was cognizant even there watching Spider-Man 3 that it was a bad movie, but like when I went in watching that movie, like I straight up cried when Harry died. So
Give me a second, guys. I'm gonna load up the video while the stall does this thing. Wait, give me a second. Someone's knocking on my door.
it's the Popo. They finally found him, guys. What is the name of the actor for Harry? I can't think of it for the life of me. He has a younger brother, James Franco. Is that his name? No, that's not the brother's name. Dave Franco. James Franco's Harry, I think, right?
All right, what happened?
Yeah. James Franco, that's the actor for Harry, right?
Yeah, you're right about that.
Okay, just making sure. I couldn't think of him for a second. I was panicking and I was losing my mind. But... there were a lot of bad things about those movies, but James Franco was not one of them.
Yeah. And then when they redid the Hobgoblin for Amazing Spider-Man 2, that sucked.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
That was pretty bad in comparison.
Yep. I remember like before I knew like about IGN or anything like that, I'd go on Fandango and just scroll 10, 20, 30 pages ahead to see all the upcoming movies for the next 3 or 4 years. And I saw like the poster of like the New York City skyline and it had the Spider-Man 4 on it.
Really?
And
wait,
yeah, and
Spider-Man
I was like, oh
4?
my gosh, yeah, and I remember, oh my gosh, it's so cool, Spider-Man 4, it's gonna be better than 3. I can't wait for this. And then it just never happened.
Spider-Man 4? When was that?
I don't remember. Like I know it was in development for a while and then it just stopped.
Huh.
But for a while, like if you went on Fandango and you scrolled a ridiculous amount of pages into the future on the upcoming movies page, like you could see the Spider-Man 4 thing. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to see this. And then obviously it never happened.
Huh. I've never heard anything about that. Okay, I think that's... Let me redo something. I'm trying to fix the aspect ratio of this because for some reason it... Come on, extend. No, a little too much.
We're the only podcast on the internet that's filmed in 21:3 aspect ratio.
Yeah, right.
Why not?
So why not?
21:3, that'd be crazy.
That would be crazy.
Revolutionary.
Definitely. Alright.
R.I.P. Gwen. Yeah, R.I.P. Gwen.
Yeah, Gwen's... I knew she was gonna die because, you know... I read the comics beforehand, at least some of the comics. So.
Well, comics, and then
it's kind of well known
right,
that
comics,
Gwen Stacy dies.
Well, it's like, yeah, they had to move the story along somehow. Like, he wasn't going to go to London. No, Spider-Man's not going to go to London. It was going to happen.
Yeah. Okay.
Alright, so I'm pulling up this video real quick.
Pull up the video. But now the series is going to be rebooted again.
Yeah, I'm really excited. Okay, so here's the thing, Wumbo. Something weird's going on.
What?
Because I'm looking at the Google Docs right now.
Yeah?
And I see you, and I see Anonymous Alligator.
Uh-oh.
So whoever Anonymous Alligator is, it's not you and it's not me.
Uh-oh. Anonymous Alligator is ruining everything.
Who is the Anonymous Alligator?
Who knows?
Is it like Boba Fett? How Anonymous Alligator will be killed by someone and then that person becomes the Anonymous Alligator?
Maybe. Who knows?
Might be.
Okay. Alright, got the video ready?
I am in the process of getting the video.
Okay.
PSP nut commercial.
Yes.
Oh, nuts. You get it? Because nuts, because it's in the name.
Shut up.
That's a mean thing to say. Well, those are mean words.
I'll try.
All right, I'm good to go whenever you.
Oh, okay. All right. No, there. Stupidly, I forgot to put the background up. Alright, and hitting the button in a 3, a 2, a 1. Amazing animation.
It looks like it's 15 FPS and made in Microsoft Paint.
I can't. I'm playing Nut. But this portable nut. What? Yeah. It's a nut you can play with outside.
A nut you can play with outside.
PSP. It's like a nut you can play
That's
with
crazy.
outside.
And this was shown. This isn't a web animation. This was shown off on commercials everywhere across America when the PSP first came out.
Yeah, I wonder why the PSP didn't do very well.
Yeah, I wonder why too.
Because they spent $45 million marketing it with commercials like these.
Something that looks like it's flash animation.
That's the thing. Yeah, I mean, it looks like it was made in Microsoft Paint, and then once they had all the images, they just put it in Movie Maker, and then they recorded commentary over it.
Jeez, thing looks so stupid. Okay,
That was definitely something.
that was certainly
A whole lot of
something. PS Vita. I have a PS Vita actually.
What do you think of your Vita?
Not that many games for it, but I do like Persona 4 Golden, so there's that.
Okay, there you go. I want to get a Vita. It's not necessarily that I don't have the money for it. It's just that I want.
Unless
other
you're
things.
considering the memory cards, which for some reason are ungodly expensive.
Yeah, just get a $160 32 gig. Why not?
Yeah, what the fuck, Sony?
Why not just literally make it so it takes a micro
Why
SD card,
couldn't
which,
you-
by the way, is exactly what your SD card is shaped like.
It's not just that. Why can't you just use an SD card, an ordinary SD card? That, I mean, the fucking 3DS uses an ordinary SD card within good reason too,
Yeah.
because it's
All that
cheap.
said, though, the Vita is just an amazing piece of hardware. Just,
It is.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It sucks that it's not better than what it is, but as far as just a standalone piece of hardware, I really like it.
The Vita made me sad. So much wasted potential, and I still miss
Right.
having mine.
Now, here's something crazy.
Yeah.
Do you think
agree with you,
Sony would
easy.
ever do a? Would Sony ever do a Vita 2?
I don't know. It's kind of a lukewarm. Did they make any money off the Vita or no?
I doubt it.
So if not, then it's not going to happen. With the PSP,
Yeah.
they made some money, so that's why they made a second one. So
Well, if the PSP made money, the Vita might have. I don't know.
Vita started when Sony was already in a weird place. It wasn't until the PS4 came out they got their shit together. Nah, I think they're done with the. Yeah, I think they're done with handhelds too. But you
Well,
have
then technically, right? The OLED was the first model, and then the Vita Slim was the second model. So they've kind of done a second Vita, I guess, technically.
yeah, but the PSP had like 3 models too, which is this.
Because of the PSP and the PSP Go, and then
Oh no, 4 models. Yeah, I guess you're right about that.
what were the other two other than the
The
normal and the Go?
PSP 1000, the 2000, and the 3000. They're all virtually the same except they're slimmer models, and then the PSP Go, which is a download only one, which is sort of
interesting.
shaped like a phone.
Right, yeah.
I
So
have
it didn't have any discs. You just
no.
download the game.
So battery power would be longer because the original PSP had this problem of having like a 4-hour battery.
We see that with computers too, as they're getting rid of disk drives to cut down on weight and manufacturing costs and all that.
Mm-hmm. I think my computer actually needs a new battery because
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Can you replace it on old Macs? Is that a thing?
you could replace the battery off of Macs. Yes.
Okay. Because I know the new ones you cannot, or if you can, it'd probably be exorbitantly expensive.
Yeah. But for my computer at least, I think you can replace the battery, which is good.
Okay. It was like a lot of old laptops, not Macs, but like old Dells and E-machines and Acers and stuff. You can just literally pop the battery right out, like one tab, and that's it.
I've been still looking into like building computers and stuff now, and
You should. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I need the money though, or just a problem.
It's an expensive hobby. Yeah.
It's definitely an investment, but like seeing just the battery just pop in and out is like all the components come in.
Right.
RAM,
Well, would you want a laptop or a desktop? Do you think?
desktop.
Okay.
I would still keep this laptop for video editing and doing stuff on the side, but like actually having a gaming computer which can, run games properly, like run TF2 properly without a shitty frame rate.
Well, and like, I haven't done this myself. I know it can be done, and I've heard good things. So take this with a grain of salt. But if you have the money to do it, best of both worlds, get an iMac or get a Mac Pro, and then get a copy of Windows and install it on there. And you can do that.
Yeah, but I don't know if that will work or not.
Well, Mac and Apple officially support it. They have an officially released program called Boot Camp.
Really?
And it installs Windows natively. So it's not a virtual machine. You're not using it within the Mac OS. You, at launch, can choose which one you want to launch into.
Really?
So it's officially supported. You can do it. It's not a hack. It's not a crack. Apple officially endorses and lets you use this software.
Oh, okay.
So it can be done. I'm not sure in terms of hardware compatibility exactly how efficient it is, but I haven't heard anything bad. So.
Okay.
But anyway. Catching up on the chat real quick. Digitally Jen says, I have heard rumors about the Vita. I have Slim. Yeah, that's the newest Vita, so it makes sense. Roblox has returned. We're starting to wrap things up, but I appreciate you being here. Easy says, yeah, they learned nothing from battery power because my Golds and my DualShock 4's battery life absolutely sucks. That's the weakness of the PS4. To be fair, though, the PS4 doesn't have many other weaknesses, so,
It's having a touch screen on there makes, and also the light in the back kind of strains the battery a little bit. Like, I really started to notice the lack of battery when I was playing Fallout 4 for the very first time, and I had to switch controllers, because I have two PS4 controllers, which is nice. But, like, the battery only lasts, like, 4 hours.
On your controller?
Yeah.
Do you have to charge it, or do you swap out AA's? Or
charge it, not swap out AA's like the Xbox 360 controller.
Okay. I don't have a PS4, so I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
But
I'm glad I have two controllers, so I could just swap in one controller charging, and,
awesome.
It's like
Does it come with the charging station, or do you plug it into the console?
You could... My dad bought a charging station.
Okay.
But you could
if I just picked up just the PS4...
It would come with like a USB cord that you could plug into the
Okay.
PS4 and...
Makes sense.
Okay.
Alrighty, well, anything else you want to say before we take off?
No, that's about... Well, okay. Once again, go on ApolloNewVideos.com to check out Apollo Media. Really cool stuff. Got my question answered on there, which is pretty cool.